Stupid.
Welcome to Embers of Liberty.
Our country is strong. A great people has been moved to defend our great nation. Terrorist attacks can shake the foundations of our biggest buildings, but they cannot touch the foundation of America.
In the South of steel, we must guard against the activation of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
Inherently and historically opposed to secret society.
We, as Americans, have the capacity now, as we've had in the
decided
past,
long ago
to do whatever needs to be done
and unwarranted
to
concealment
preserve this last and greatest bastion of
far
freedom.
outweighs the dangers
In this present
decided to
crisis,
justify it.
government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
Welcome back to Embers of Liberty, where everything is pretty much automated now, and we're liking that.
It's pretty sweet.
Yes.
It's pretty dope. We shouldn't run into the audio issue tonight because I fixed that, I hope. But
About to check just in case? Nope, we're good.
I'm going to be honest with you.
I can see it on the mixer.
I'm kind of retarded.
Well, we're good.
I knew that we were good.
Well, I'm just making sure it's coming through over here, you know.
Well, yeah, obviously. So,
We're good to go.
man, we are ready to go. And,
Ready to go.
we will take your pre-approved questions now. Just like Pop Pop.
I don't remember pre-approving any.
Do you have note cards?
No.
Slap
I
it.
mean, yeah, kind of, actually. But that's beside the point. That's neither here nor there. So tonight we've got a lot of juicy stuff to get to. One of you pulled up the show notes, perchance?
I have.
You have. They're right up there, up top. I don't know why you want to look at both of those. But,
Well, it's just so I could see questions and comments and stuff. Because that's why we really need a second monitor.
yeah.
That way I can have YouTube comments going on one side. And,
Yep.
Slow, steady process, though.
So before we get into all that, though,
Oh, Lonnie, can you go shut that computer off over there?
we're going to do the typical thing.
Paid enough for this shit.
We don't get paid for this, Lonnie.
Yeah, we definitely don't get paid enough for this shit. None of us get paid. As a matter of fact, we lose money on this.
Yeah, gas money.
Do we want to show our thing after we start or right now?
Actually, you know what, Lonnie? Why don't you bring that big, glorious bastard over here when you're done shutting that computer down? Because we have a gift from Cody.
Oh, yeah.
And his friend in Kentucky?
Yeah. So, Cody got us this beautiful sign that
Work of art.
is
It's a
an
work
absolute
of damn
work of
art.
fucking art.
You might have to stand up. Get it in.
And, here's the thing. Like, typically, I wouldn't want to show stuff like this because typically the stuff looks like garbage. But
This looks freaking majestic.
this is amazing.
It's beautimous.
Made out of
It
wood.
is beautiful. It is made from wood. I think it was CNC machined, right?
Probably a CNC router.
Router.
Yeah, I believe so.
This is my wheelhouse.
Well, yeah. I mean, to me, that's CNC machining, regardless.
So
I mean, it technically is.
yeah.
in
so,
the coming weeks, you will see our setup change yet again, and it's going to look freaking majestic.
eventually, we will also have a green screen, courtesy
Yes.
of
Yes.
Lonnie's folks.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that will be a little bit further down the line, I think. So this is courtesy of the fat one, Cody. Thank you.
Pulled it out.
We appreciate it.
And your buddy. Thank you.
Yes, I
It's
forgot
awesome.
his name. So Cody,
Yeah, I don't
if
know his name.
I don't remember his name, but
Cody, if you're listening or you get on or something, like let us know the dude's name.
it's
because
Anchors Away Woodworks.
Anchors Away Woodworks.
Check them out.
So
Yep, definitely give him a check.
shout out to you.
Yep.
This is fantastic. It looks way better in person than it does on camera,
Yeah. Doesn't do it justice.
and
Yes.
we really appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Oh, also, there is a quote on the back. Life without liberty is like a body without spirit.
And he signed
And
it.
he signed
dated
it. So,
you, sir, get a...
tally ho. Let's, you know what? On three, let's give him a tally ho. 3, 2, 1. Tally ho! Anyway,
Ding, ding, ding.
okay, so in typical Embers of Liberty fashion, Joe, how was your week?
It was fairly good, actually.
Sweet.
I did my second interview. Feeling pretty good about it. See how it goes, man.
Very nice. Lonnie, how was your week?
It was good. Actually got a lot accomplished
Nice.
around the house, work.
Sweet.
So, overall pretty good.
Nice.
What about you?
It was a week, to say the least. Had some family drama last night, so that was fun. My sweet, beautiful daughter turned 10 on Tuesday. And
Hey,
worked
you know,
all week.
You know what that means? You officially in the old man's club.
Oh, I know. I know. I'm aware. Thank you. That was kind of uncalled for, Lonnie.
Look, I only do it because
I didn't think that I was going to be attacked tonight, but here we are.
oh bullshit! You
Oh, I knew I was.
you knew you
I knew
were.
I was. But it's so. Other than that, it's been a pretty subpar week because Kate and I have both been sick, and but we're gonna start taking those pre-approved questions now while we talk freedom things. America! I'm getting pretty good at that segue.
Yeah, Lonnie's getting quick on them fingers.
Lonnie is very proficient with the Stream Deck these days.
That's why he's still married, because he's quick on them fingers.
That was pretty clicking.
Couldn't even catch it on camera.
No joke. I actually said that to my dad the other day. I was helping him get some wire. He was rewiring his headlights. One of his headlights, because one of them had burned out. Mm-hmm. And he couldn't get the wire through where he needed to. It was a real tight fit, right? And he was getting real mad, so I was like, all right, I'll try it. And I was getting it there, and I felt it going, so I was like, you know why I'm still married? And I pulled the wire out. Because I got them fingers. He thought that was pretty funny.
So, of course, this week, Pop got caught red-handed with a cheat sheet. And, go ahead and give him a preemptive stupid. Okay?
Stupid.
And I looked for it, but I couldn't find the clip of what the reporter actually asked. So I'll try again and look for it again. But, the fact of the matter is that everybody suspected this for a while, right? That Joe Biden has been being fed the questions ahead of time that the reporters are going to ask him, right? Mm-hmm. It's been pretty speculated on. Well, now it's confirmed, as you're about to see. So go ahead and play that, Lonnie.
Cheat sheet. He literally tipped his hand, showing a card with step-by-step instructions.
Oh, wait, that's the wrong one.
You enter the Roosevelt room
son of
and
a
say
bitch.
hello. You take your seat.
That's the wrong one. Go back.
Alrighty. We're going to go back to full screen. Technical difficulties. We really need that button.
That one's still pretty good, though.
Right. Well, okay, so if you remember this happened.
This is a while
quite
back.
Unbelievable is the one that you need.
Okay.
The top one.
That's the one I clicked on.
No, you had went down and it clicked on the other one.
Well, that's a bunch of horse shit.
Actually, Lonnie, if you just click it, double click it. Oh, it doesn't do it on this one.
Here, I got it.
Now listen.
Okay, so go ahead and go back to the other video. We'll preface it with what happened before, and then we'll go into what's happened.
I'm just keep this one pulled up.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's President Biden's cheat sheet.
Okay.
He literally tipped his hand, showing a card with step-by-step instructions.
If you remember,
you enter the Roosevelt room.
He goes to look at notes, and this is on the back of his, or on the front that he's holding. It tells him, you enter the Roosevelt room and say hello. You take your seat. Press enters. You give brief comments.
Hold on. Let's just take a minute to appreciate how they bolded.
Yeah.
You and your.
All caps. All caps. Like, this man is clearly not there. Lights are on.
They have to tell him what room to go into.
Okay, listen. I wouldn't expect to get that security deposit back. Okay? Just saying.
Holy shit.
There's nothing about this where you get the security deposit back.
Matter of fact, the next occupant probably
as a matter of fact, you're probably going to find a couple of dead bodies when the next occupants move in.
Okay. For real though, look at his eyebrows. They look like they're pasted.
Okay, this is from old. This is old. Okay?
But they look like just paste.
Okay, we're not gonna speculate on this one. This one we've already seen this, right?
Right.
So you ask Liz Schuler, or whatever the name is that's on there. and it tells who it is. There's a note. Liz is joining virtually. You thank participants. Like, this is bad enough, right? You're giving step-by-step instructions because you're incompetent.
You thank participants,
already.
you depart.
Yeah. Like, this is bad enough. Now let's go to the other video, because you really don't need anything other than to be reminded that this happened, right? To understand what's about to happen.
Talk about the leader of the free world. Now, you guys have been around the media so long, you know how this works, but have a look at this shot of what Joe Biden had in his hands at a press call just yesterday. He's got the reporter's name, a photo of her.
Question number 1. Reporter Q&A, April 26, 2023. That's his hands. He's got a picture of the reporter. How to pronounce her fucking name.
They have the phonics of it.
Like, literally, the phonetic spelling of her name. Subramane.
Wait, there's something down below.
Subramanian.
Yeah,
Subramanian.
Yeah,
okay?
I didn't see the little...
Seems like a Subaru, but whatever.
Subaru.
She's a Subi WRX.
It tells you she's going to ask about foreign policy, semiconductor manufacturing, blah, blah.
And you are squaring your priorities. Holy shit, you can't make this up.
And she asks the question word for word.
Yeah. Hey, Cody, we actually just showed the sign to everybody, and what was the Woodworks, when you said, Lonnie, the company?
Anchors Away.
Anchors Away, we said, it was Anchors Away Woodworks.
We couldn't remember his name.
Yeah, what's the guy's name? And if he wants to be shared, we did share his business, and we showed the sign, and we are all very pleased.
Extremely pleased. The pictures don't do it justice.
It's muy guapo.
Yes. We were talking about hanging it up and having it as the backdrop. We're going to put some of those like lights behind it so it like glows out from underneath it. It's going to be sweet.
And we're redoing this, or Joe's redoing this room. So
supposedly.
Yeah, we're going to move some stuff around.
Well, I'm not holding my breath, but
so we can mount it
I'm
on
not
the wall.
holding my breath either. But, whatever. Okay, so like I said,
it's going to get done.
This is fucking awful. You don't do this. As the leader of the free world, you don't have pre-screened questions, because you know what this does? This allows you to paint the picture that you want to paint instead of having an honest reaction and an honest answer.
Yeah.
This gives your team time to prefabricate whatever the fuck they want.
You know what's worse? The fact that he has all the questions presented to him and he still fucks it up.
Yeah.
He still is incapable of giving a response.
Okay, so what's the 1984 quote? They told you to ignore the evidence of your eyes and ears.
Yeah, something like that.
This was the party's greatest command. We're literally living 1984. There's no mistaking it anymore. Like, this is fucking god awful. Okay? And at the end of the day, like, this man is not fucking in charge. And if you think that Joe Biden is in charge of anything, including his bowels, you are sadly mistaken. The man is more likely to shit his pants than he is to answer a question coherently.
I think we need an age limit.
I agree with that. I think after the age of 70, you're not allowed to be in office.
Well,
period.
You say that, but then you have people like Trump who fucking knocked it out.
You know what? I still think that if you're over the age of 70, you don't get to hold office. The person aside, I don't care. If you're 70 years old, you are not in touch with the American people as a whole. So, anyway, go ahead and let this play out.
And he's got a list of the question. It's all pre-prepared. It's just a complete setup for this guy to nurse him through every public event. And Johannes, I just don't understand how the media play along with this.
It's quite unbelievable. I mean, how many days has it been since he's actually done a press conference where he's gone into it and knowing that he's going to be asked some curly questions? I mean, this never happens. It's all staged.
It's never happened.
Never.
I mean,
not once.
It's a protection racket for the bloke, surely.
Yeah, it's unbelievable stuff, Mark. There's even another one where he's got a cheat sheet for a meeting and they're listing who's in the meeting, and the top one says you. He's got you. Okay, that's me. I'm
glad I'm not the only one who found that as amusing.
Well, I remember back to the great days of Ronnie Reagan when sadly he was losing it, but I think Joe is a different case, and I draw him now with a Zimmer frame. And of course, yesterday he said he was running again in 2024. And but he's running with a Zimmer frame, so
now I
don't
see
know how it's going to go.
Okay, so
Thank you, Chairman.
it's just a bad look. It is a fucking terrible look. Lonnie's not on it right now. It's okay though. We still love you, Lonnie. I mean, if you watching the show, if you see that, you get an insight as to what we see most of the time. So, what do you think about this, Joe? How do you feel about pre-approved questions?
I don't like it, and I don't want it.
I'm tired of this, Granddaddy.
You're lying.
Well, that's too bad. You keep approving them questions.
This is too damn bad.
That's just too damn bad.
Give it a good old yeehaw, Lonnie.
Yeehaw!
Every time. I don't even need the button.
We don't need the button at all. So moving along from that, South Korea has obtained assurance from the United States that we would use nuclear weapons in retaliation to a strike by North Korea. Yeah, that's the thing that happened. Roll it.
Live with BBC News with me, Mark Lobel. President Biden has hosted the South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol for a state dinner in Washington. The two leaders secured a new agreement called the Washington Declaration, aimed at deterring an attack on Seoul. Speaking at a joint press conference, President Biden sent this warning to Pyongyang.
A nuclear attack by North Korea against the United States or its allies or partisans or partners is unacceptable and will result in the end of whatever regime were to take such an action.
The BBC's Seoul correspondent Jean McKenzie explained what this agreement involves.
So this deal is the US stepping up its commitment to use nuclear weapons to defend South Korea from North Korea. You know, the US is responsible for South Korea's defense, and it's always implied that it would use nuclear weapons if necessary. But recently people here in Seoul have begun to question that commitment, and they needed reassurance. So as part of this new deal, what the US is going to do is it's going to send one of its submarines armed with nuclear weapons to the peninsula. Now, it won't be stationed here permanently, but it will come periodically. Another thing the two sides are going to do is form this joint nuclear planning group. And this allows South Korea to be more involved in understanding how and when the US would use its nuclear weapons. You know, politicians here...
What in the British are coming is that?
In the dark,
yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Understanding of what would actually trigger...
Go back just a smidge, because I want to see what redcoat bullshit that was again.
Smidge didge.
Trying to get the full march in here. All right.
Another thing the two sides are going to do is form this joint nuclear planning group. And this allows South Korea to...
Excuse me?
Excuse me? That's not our home colors, bruh. Those ain't home colors.
Hey, I thought you forgot the name of this country.
America! Fuck yeah! Oh, wait, what? Paul Revere called. He wanted to tell you that the British are coming. It's
more
true.
Involved in understanding how and when the US would use its nuclear weapons.
Yeah, I'm scared of a bunch of fucking pansies that play
Essentially, have been
flutes.
kept in the dark with little understanding of what would actually trigger the US president to push the nuclear button on its behalf. But in return for these US commitments, Seoul is being made to promise that it is not going to develop its own nuclear weapons, because that's something that people here have been calling for in increasing numbers. It's something that has worried people in Washington, and really it's the reason that we're seeing these new measures be introduced.
All right.
Okay, first off, Let me start by saying this. The United States is not responsible for the protection of South Korea.
No.
Period. That's not how this works. Okay? That's not how any of this works. Now, South Korea is an ally. South Korea does not have nuclear arms. South Korea should not have nuclear arms. Stationing one of our subs that has nukes close to Korea, the Korean Peninsula, so that we could strike North Korea if we needed to, or if they attacked. Or did I say strike South Korea? I meant strike North Korea if they were attacked by.
If they were
no, if they attacked. God damn, I can't.
Hey, bruh, get it together.
Stupid.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
I deserve that. I deserve that.
Next time it's going to be this. Gonna put you down, old man.
Give me how many times?
Come on, man.
Oh, wrong one.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
I earned that. I earned that one. I really did. And we were having a good show before that. So what I was saying is saying that.
Hey, Probst.
What up, Probst?
Probst.
Good to see you, as always. Now, stationing one of our subs armed with nuclear warheads in order to attack North Korea if they were to attack South Korea, that's what I was trying to say. Sorry for fucking that all up. I don't think that's the right move here.
That's kind of like some preemptive war shit.
I think that could be seen as an act of aggression.
And Fat Boy could be like, hey, we're about to pop off some missiles in here.
You know, as the only person in North Korea that's not starving, and you can tell, he may get a little bit pissy about that one.
Just might.
You know,
all he is a fat kid that gets mad about stuff.
The thing is you can't blame it on being hangry, because he's not. He's well fed.
Oh yeah.
But you can
make
tell,
no mistake.
Like that's what he reminds me of. He reminds me of like a fat kid that's just like, I don't get what I want. That's what you do.
Well, I mean, so for the leader of the country to have a haircut that is not on the approved haircuts list, I mean, that kind of tells you everything you need to know, right? Like, I don't care if you eat, but I'm going to nuke South Korea now.
I mean, so pretty much here now we have another segue into what could possibly start World War III.
So here's the thing about World War III, right? I believe that World War III has already started.
Essentially, I do.
It's just a very discrete war.
And it's just taking a while to get going.
Yep.
Okay. So
keep your pipes lubed because you might need them soon.
Your freedom pipes.
Freedom pipes.
And not the kind that you smoke the green stuff out of.
No. I'd have that sucker stored away too, because you're probably gonna need that.
Yeah, you're probably gonna need that to deal with it all.
Yeah. Keep your bottles full and your pipes full as well.
Now, in another vein of this act of aggression theme that we have, the president used War Powers Act, and nobody talked about it, to indefinitely station troops in Djibouti, Ethiopia.
Is that where all that stuff's going on?
Because of what's going on in Sudan.
Yeah.
So, go ahead and put that up on full screen there, Lonnie.
Hasn't been a lot of
not
a lot of coverage on that other than
the evacuations.
Yeah, they talked about the evacuation, but that was about it.
So, let me pull this up on my laptop because I can't see all of that.
Fun fact, my brother was stationed in Djibouti when he was in the military.
I'm going to station these nuts in Djiboutis. Got him.
And he's sick. You know what he used to tell me he used to do?
Huh?
Feed eggs to chickens.
That's so bad. That's so wrong. So, a letter to the Speaker of the House and the pro tempore of the Senate consistent with the War Powers Resolution, Public Law 93-148. Dear Mr. Speaker, dear Madam President, at my direction, the United States Armed Forces personnel have conducted an operation to evacuate United States personnel and others from Khartoum, Sudan, in response to the deteriorating security situation in Sudan. To conduct and support this operation, United States Armed Forces personnel with appropriate combat equipment deployed to Djibouti, Ethiopia, and Sudan. United States Armed Forces personnel will remain deployed in Djibouti to protect United States personnel and others until the security situation no longer requires their presence. And additional forces are prepared to deploy to the region if required. I directed this action consistent with my responsibility to protect United States citizens both at home and abroad, and in furtherance of the United States national security and foreign policy interests pursuant to my constitutional authority as Commander-in-Chief and Chief Executive, and to conduct United States foreign relations. I am providing this report as part of my efforts to keep Congress fully informed, consistent with the War Powers Resolution, Public Law 93-148. I appreciate the support of the Congress in these actions. Sincerely, Joseph R. Biden, Jr. Okay, so he is essentially saying, I put troops in Djibouti indefinitely. We have boots on the ground close to Sudan indefinitely because we evacuated some people from the embassy.
Must have found some oil there.
Must have.
That makes sense because you pulled out of Afghanistan.
And that's where I was about to go.
Really bad, way worse situation.
So rather than keeping troops in Afghanistan until all of our people were out, you withdrew them precipitously.
Which is, in my opinion, a known fact. I mean, we don't really know how the situation in Sudan is going to go, but with Afghanistan, that's a global threat. You know that.
Yeah.
Leaving that area is going to create a power vacuum.
Yeah. Now, in this case, I don't think that the power vacuum thing really applies, but I don't think you station our troops indefinitely in Djibouti for any reason, right? Like, you don't send war-ready troops to Djibouti after evacuating people from Sudan and leave them there.
Yeah.
Period. You just don't do that.
Well, I mean, if you're just evacuating an embassy, then if you got everybody out,
evacuate the embassy and then bring the boys home.
Yeah. Leave it be.
That's it. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
And when the situation is resolved and it's safe for our people to go back to the embassy, you send the military with them to get them in, make sure that they're okay, and then you leave. Again.
So I'm kind of curious. Is Sudan... Is that one of the countries that will have like a UN presence?
I don't think they do. So, and right now, they've continued fighting despite the ceasefire that was agreed to. So, like, the situation's not good over there.
Yeah.
But this is the third week of fighting in Sudan. And it just,
it just spells Mogadishu again for me.
Mogadishu? You say Mogadishu?
Mogadishu?
It's Mogadishu.
Whatever,
yeah, it is Mogadishu.
Whatever.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that. Like, I feel like it's going to turn to Mogadishu.
We really don't have a dog in this fight.
No.
At this point.
No, we have no dog in this fight at all.
Well, here's the thing too. Like, why do we even have an embassy there? Like this place really doesn't have anything we need, does it?
I mean, as far as an embassy goes, I can wrap my head around that, whether I agree to it or not. But I can understand it.
I mean, there may be some spycraft that goes on there or something, maybe.
But I mean, it's not even necessarily that you would have anything going on, but it's a like, I would assume, a perimeter thing, right? If there's a country close by where you have a military presence that's there often, you want to have an embassy in the neighboring countries. But,
yeah, just in case I guess somebody has to walk their way home or something.
I mean, it just makes sense, you know, kind of tighten up the perimeter type thing.
Yeah, but again, at the end of the day, I don't think we should be in Djibouti at all.
Yeah,
I don't think that we need.
We don't need to be in anybody's booty. We need to worry about our own booty.
You know, my boss sent me a thing where WHO officials sound alarm after fighters in Sudan reportedly seized lab with samples of deadly viruses, and said that deploying troops to Djibouti was to, you know, protect our national interests. But again, we are not Sudan, okay? We have no business being in Djibouti. We have no business being in Sudan. That's all there is to it, in my opinion. And, you know, we got our people out of the embassy. That's the end of it. That's the end of it. Bring the boys home. And I think we all agree on that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, moving on. The director of the ATF has made an absolute douchebag of himself in front of Congress this week, and I am here for it because fuck the ATF. So these are all like 5-minute long videos, and we're going to watch all of them.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. There's been much discussion in this committee about the issue of regulatory abuse, the growing administrative state, and the role ATF plays in this undermining of our representative government. This has been discussed through the pistol brace rule, among others, but I want to make it clear that this is not a new issue and that the ATF and the entirety of the administrative state continues to engage in illegal lawmaking. Director DOUCHELBACH, are you familiar with the case Cargill versus Garland?
I do know that case. I believe that's a pending case in the Fifth Circuit.
Yes, it's a case that was decided in January of this year, and it relates to challenging ATF's bump stock rule. Now, you have repeatedly stated that the ATF only carries out the laws as passed by Congress, but that isn't true. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, in fact, ruled against the ATF, and I'm just going to cover a few of the findings that the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals made. This was initiated by a gun owner in response to the ATF promulgating a regulation to interpret federal law, specifically the National Firearms Act and the Gun Control Act, to define firearm accessories as machine guns, even though Congress had not done so. The regulation was pursued in direct contrast to a position that the ATF held for over a decade, and that's in fact similar to the pistol brace, where the ATF actually issued letters to owners of bump stocks and pistol braces saying that they were legal accessories. Yet the ATF eventually changed their mind, but not because Congress issued any new law. It was a new interpretation on your part. In fact, the court in the Cargill case found that that there had been bills that had been introduced regarding bump stocks, but before they could be considered in earnest, the ATF went forward with this rule, quote, short-circuiting the legislative process. The Fifth Circuit further concluded that even if the ATF interpretation of the statute were correct, the rule would clash with the rule of lenity because, quote, it purports to allow ATF, rather than Congress, to set forth the scope of criminal prohibitions. Director DOUCHELBACH, does this situation and the legal questions raised sound familiar to you outside of the scope of the Cargill case?
The rule was promulgated during the prior administration. It is currently in the courts. The circuits are actually split. And
right. The Fifth Circuit and the Sixth Circuit ruled yesterday, finding again that the ATF did not have the legal authority to issue the bump stock rule,
and
correct?
another circuit has upheld it, and it is on certiorari before the Supreme Court.
I understand that. My point is that what the ATF did with the bump stock is very similar to what you're attempting to do with the pistol brace rule, isn't it?
Those are different situations.
Nope.
They
You're
are both
attempting-
applications of
Wrong.
Congress's...
Wrong. False.
Well, that's not what the court,
They're
that's not what the
both
Fifth Circuit
accessories.
Obviously, this is before the courts. Our
The Fifth
position
Circuit
has
didn't
been
find
is
that,
in
did they?
hundreds of pages of public documents.
And neither did the Sixth Circuit.
I will tell you, with respect to bump stocks, I fired a bump stock And I will tell you, it is impossible to simply fire one round. Impossible.
So it's a pretty scathing indictment if the ATF.
It's also pretty impossible to be accurate.
Authority of Congress by
Correct.
misinterpreting statutes so that an unelected bureaucrat can essentially alter the underlying statute and apply new criminal prohibitions. This bump stock fight began in 2018, and many of these rules we are examining here began after the 2020 election. The common denominator is the weaponization of the ATF by unelected bureaucrats who are always pushing to expand their power and the scope of federal gun laws to infringe on the Second Amendment. However, your agenda becomes even more dangerous combined with this administration's anti-gun views, which is pushing to infringe on our Constitution and our natural rights. Director, who elected you to expand and rewrite the scope of federal gun laws?
I'm appointed by the president and confirmed by
You
the
haven't
Senate.
been elected by anyone, is that right?
Oh, shit.
I'm not a politician, and I don't run for office.
Mr. DOUCHELBACH, is your priority?
Ow, that burned me a little bit.
Give him a stupid.
Stupid.
You walked right into that. Like, you're literally walking into everything that the woman is saying.
All right. This woman pulled up her dress, put on her strap on,
and
bent this man
him in
over.
the ass.
She laid it on the table, and it had some heft to it.
It made
Some
a
major
it,
heft.
It made a when she laid it down.
It wasn't just a. It was a.
Yeah. And she named him Big Charlie.
She said,
That was him firing a bump stock.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So I've actually seen a bump. I almost bought one time, but I just, man.
Okay, first off, single fire is way more accurate to begin with.
Look, man,
Second
you don't need a bump stock. You just got to have a belt loop.
A belt
you don't
loop?
even need a belt loop. You should see what you can do with a paper clip.
You should see what John Wick did with a pencil.
You should see what they do in England with knives.
You should see what they do in Australia with dildos.
Oh, God.
I don't know where we were going with this, but I like it.
Yeah, a belt loop, Joe. You just
Yeah,
hook it
you-
and just pull forward the same way.
It looked like you were jerking off there for a second.
It probably looks like you are when you're actually going to it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It's the Auto Jerker 15.
And you're going to have the same accuracy at hip or at shoulder.
Yeah.
I had a friend one time that he had his trigger so sensitized, like that you didn't even have to do that, man. Like you could just use your hand, and it would just
just do this.
Like you pull forward on the front, and you just kind of like hold your hand like this, and it'll just rock back and forth.
I mean, they also make this thing called a binary trigger.
True.
Yeah, so that way it fires again when the trigger's released.
Yep.
But we don't need to tell them that because then they'll
Fire
outlaw
or
that
fire.
too.
But they're already trying to.
Oh,
That's the
really?
thing. They're trying to erode all of this stuff. And you know what? What people don't realize is that they call a gun registry a slippery slope. Well, it's not a slippery slope. It's a proven fact that this is the path these things take after you do the first minor thing, right?
Yep.
Right.
So, like, if you pass a universal gun registry where you have to go register all of your firearms, serial numbers, everything, so that the government knows exactly what you've got, what do you think their next step is going to be?
Look.
Oh, wait, let's ask Australia, where they started doing semi-automatic buybacks, and if you didn't turn in your gun, you got put in jail. If you didn't go through the licensing process. So they did it with rifles, and then they did it with shotguns, and then they did it with pistols. You really think that this is a slippery slope? There's historical data that shows this is what governments do.
Yep.
Okay? Now, the only people that have guns in Australia are the people they say can have guns.
Which is not good.
Which is not what we want here. You know why our government doesn't fuck with us? Any guesses?
Because we have guns.
Because we
Any
will
guesses?
shoot back.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because we'll fire back. And when the president gives an unlawful order to the military to fight citizens, guess what? They don't have to obey him because it's an unlawful order.
Yep.
It abandons their duty to the Constitution,
Yep.
not to the president. You don't swear an oath in the military to the president. You swear an oath to the Constitution.
Yep.
And our
And
God-given rights.
guess who can be an enemy of the Constitution?
The president.
The president.
Funny how that works out.
Funny how this works. It's funny how they all try to spin the Second Amendment into something that it never was and never will be.
I'll say this.
I just went on a rant.
You off your soapbox now?
Yes.
I'll say this. Granted, none of this is good, but, you know, that slippery slope that we're talking about, I'm just glad to live in a state where I feel very confident would never comply with the federal ruling of
And it makes me more comfortable too.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's good for other people, because people do live in states that would be stripped of their rights without question.
Right.
But I feel pretty confident that living where we live, especially if old Governor Meemaw's in control, she's going to be
Governor Meemaw.
No, thank you.
They're gonna be coming down here.
That gets a yeehaw.
They're gonna be walking.
Yeehaw!
They're gonna be walking down the interstate with the woods on both sides, and all of a sudden they're gonna hear West Virginia.
Actually, you know what? They're not even going to hear that. They're going to why don't you walk to Gunnersville?
Strutting that ass.
Then you won't be strutting that ass.
No, let's be real. You know what they'll hear? Ding, 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 ding.
No, there's a leprechaun in that tree.
You see this flute?
So here's the thing.
Funny story. My boss didn't know about either one of those. He's not from here.
Oh my God.
He didn't know about he didn't know about the three big ones, right?
Strutting that ass.
That
Strutting that
chauvinistic
ass.
pig attitude.
The leprechaun.
The leprechaun. And the hide your kids, hide your wife.
Oh my God.
If
Boy.
you don't know those three videos.
And you inundated him, right?
Yes.
Well, the leprechaun's from somewhere else, isn't it?
No, it is
It's
from
Mobile.
Crichton, Alabama.
Oh, damn.
Which is in Mobile.
Okay.
If you don't know those three things, I'm pulling your Bama card. Okay?
Yeah.
Because you ain't from here, motherfucker.
Oh, no, there's a four. There's a four. And the Redstone drug rehabilitation.
That one's not as well known. Because that one wasn't
I
on.
know yeah.
we all know it.
I do a little
Okay.
too.
I can't remember the guy's name, but I do know what you're talking about.
We know it.
Good folk
but
down there in
that's-
Alabama.
We know that video, but that's because we're from that corner of the internet.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's because we're about 30 minutes. Well, I'm about 30 minutes
People
from
know.
Redstone Arsenal.
People know the strutting that ass, the Crichton leprechaun, and the hide your kids, hide your wife.
Yeah.
Because they were on national news.
Yeah.
If you don't know those, you're not from here. I'm sorry. That's just, I don't make the rules, man.
That's true. It's true.
You ain't from fucking Bama, okay? I mean,
And if you don't,
why don't
look,
you walk to Gunnersville?
And if you don't all hail James Spann for your weather, you're also.
Oh yeah, if you don't trust James Spann's word, if he tells
Look,
you,
if he's got the sleeves rolled up with the suspenders showing, you better fucking
you
run.
better run to the nearest basement and or storm shelter.
No, if he's got his arms, or if he's got his sleeves rolled
Look,
up.
the suspenders.
Listen,
the
when he
suspenders
starts
say,
mentioning
hey,
Dollar
this is-
Generals on specific streets, you might want to listen to him.
If he tells you what's on the sign at the nearest gas station billboard, you better fucking run. Because he's down to it. He's going to tell you, hey, right here, there's this oak tree that's got 3 big forks. You're fucked. You better go.
If you live in the house that's 2 miles away from the oak tree with the big old forks, and on the way there you see the big old chicken farm on the side, this storm is headed your way.
You know that gas station right down there we all used to go eat cheeseburgers
It
at?
just got blown away.
You better run.
They have the best biscuits there. You better run.
You better run. Okay, let's finish this one up because we got 2 more from old DOUCHELBACH.
DOUCHELBACH.
As ATF director to catch criminals who violate the law or to change the laws to create new criminals?
We use the laws as Congress has passed them to try to protect people from violent crime and catch people who are violating the law, murderers.
Give him a
How is your
line.
regulatory agenda accomplishing that?
My man.
I was already on it.
Because when Congress passes a law that Congress
Hold on,
determines
hold on.
advances public safety.
They actually cut this video. There's audio of him in the middle of this And this is what he had to say in the middle of this where they cut it out.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
It's weird.
That's
they always
Embers
sound
of
like
Liberty exclusive.
They always sound like fucking Alex Jones, man. It's so weird. Anyway, continue.
Safety, like the National Firearms Act. The law has to be implemented by somebody. It has to be enforced by somebody.
Yes,
Law
yes,
enforcement
it
officials
does.
Like myself,
Except
and
for
the brave
it doesn't
men and women who work
because
for me do that. We do that in a
Congress
variety of
didn't
different
pass-
ways.
Congress didn't pass a law banning bump stocks, did it? Just answer my question, yes
Congress
or no.
passed-
Did Congress pass a law banning bump stocks?
Congress
Yes or no?
delegated to ATF rulemaking authority.
Congress
Congress's
actually,
act.
the court tells you don't have rulemaking authority. That was the Fifth Circuit decision.
And and it's before the courts now, and if whatever the decisions
Did
of the courts
Congress-
are, we
did
will abide by,
Congress-
of course.
Did Congress ban?
First off, don't fucking roll your eyes at her, boy.
Because she's fucking taking you to school.
Don't even do that.
We're gonna have to learn you something today, son.
Give him another stupid.
Stupid.
All right, let's go straight to the next one because that was bad enough, right?
Jesus.
That big
one's-
ass
That
nails
one's
in that
bad.
terrible
That was
hair
like
part.
nails on a chalkboard.
That was bad. But
Unanimous consent
you remember the aviation guy that they tried to confirm a couple of weeks
And
ago?
didn't know anything about aviation?
That knew nothing about the basic terminology.
You mean the
used
director
in aviation?
of the FAA?
Yeah,
Mm,
that
yeah.
guy. You remember that?
I remember that. It was bad. It was
Okay.
painful.
So this
Think
guy
that, but worse because it involves guns.
So this guy right here that we see right here, you know who he reminds me of? That you could have lost 30 pounds this month.
Oh, you talking about the lady
the
off
doctor
the Incredibles?
on no,
was it my
the doctor on My 600-Pound Life?
Oh,
yeah, you could have lost 30 pounds this month.
I don't know that.
So I'm gonna do some commentary about him here in a minute.
I don't watch
He
that
doesn't talk.
I don't watch that show. It makes
So-
me throw
He's
up in
gonna
my
be
mouth
like,
too much.
you could have had more
No.
freedom, but you decided to be a little bitch this month.
Well, that one. The only reason we know that one is because that clip went viral.
I haven't seen
That particular clip.
Oh, that you could have lost 30 pounds.
Yeah.
yeah.
I have not
it
seen
was
that.
it was a meme that went around too.
I'm out of touch. Oh, speaking of memes, did you see my shirt, Joe?
Born in the
It's a Coors Light shirt. Hey, but Lonnie, Coors Light supports the gays and the trans.
Yeah, but they don't have a guy that's, pretending to be a 6-year-old as their spokesperson.
Bro.
Not just a 6-year-old, a 6-year-old girl.
Girl. Yeah.
Bro. So that guy that I was telling you about that
I don't care if you support gay people or, trans people,
But
whoever falls in that category.
You know that Joey B. Tunes guy? Like, he was like, he did a video on him, and he was just like, why would you have this nutcase as the face of your beer?
You wouldn't. Speaking of which, that executive has taken a leave of absence.
Hold on a second. What, bud? Go get mommy. Go get mommy.
That has been your weekly child interruption.
Dad life. Hashtag dad life.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyway, what were you saying?
You could have easily lost 30
Oh, yeah,
pounds
that
this
guy.
month.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Unanimous consent that the ATF director article dated 4/25/2023 be placed into the record.
Without objection. Gentleman from California is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director, are you an expert in firearms?
If you're referring to the statement I made, there was a member who was a veteran. I respect very much people's
That's not what he asked.
service to our military, who said that he had been
This is a simple yes or no, sir.
expert. I told him I might not be an expert to the same extent he is, and I'm certainly
You're not an expert at all?
not an expert to the same extent that people who work for decades at ATF as firearms experts who examine the mechanics, velocity, speeds.
Or you're just not an expert at all, period.
Okay, I'll take that as I'm not an expert at some level.
There you go.
Are you
Stupid.
an expert on tobacco?
I spent my career as a federal prosecutor putting gang members, violent criminals.
Is that tobacco?
So, no.
Please,
my background.
Yeah, so I want to get the yes or no's. Try to make it
Thank
quick.
you.
I'm not
I'm glad you clarified
expecting a
that. He
yes,
just-
to be honest. You're not an expert on tobacco. You're not an expert on guns. Are you an expert on explosives?
I have prosecuted cases involving the attempted terrorist bombing.
Not what he asked, is
in
it?
Ohio,
And he literally
near
just
Cleveland,
said
where you're
yes or
from.
no's will be
I
great.
have dealt with the firebombing of the man.
Look at that guy that looks like Dracula back there just judging him.
I'm sorry?
This fellow over here on his left.
I don't hold myself as a technical expert in every aspect.
It's like I've lived here for
firearms.
400,000 years, and
Have you worked
I've never
with
killed
violent
anybody.
Okay, could you shut up?
You know what a prosecutor knows. You have no expertise specifically in what the men and women of the ATF in various stages are experts on. Is that correct?
Respectfully, ATF is a law enforcement agency. I have worked with ATF and law enforcement agencies, including police, my whole career.
I'm trying not to get frustrated over not getting an answer to yes or no, so let's move on.
Did you notice he didn't ask him if he was an expert in with alcohol?
You just said that
No, we know he is.
that you look
That
at
man drinks.
behavior to decide about rulemaking. Is that correct? That's what I heard.
What we look at is we look at the entire.
Okay, I have very limited time, and I only ask for the. You can expand afterwards, but a yes or no. You said you looked at behavior.
I don't recall the exact words. What we look at is we look at the laws
Smell
that
like
Congress
fake.
passes and the public safety threats facing America.
Okay, so
I
as you
wasn't
look at
expecting you to
behavior,
hit
which
that
the record
at
will show
all.
You were saying, does the
But
Second
did it
Amendment
fit or what?
the Constitution, forgetting about statute, because you can forget about statute. Constitution clearly trumps statutes.
Indeed.
The Constitution has a right to keep and bear arms. Does behavior change the interpretation of the Second Amendment? In your opinion as an attorney?
I think the Supreme Court has ruled and more than once that the right to keep and bear arms is an individual right.
Okay,
but that's not
we have a right
the answer
keep
to
and
the
bear
question.
arms. You've spent a lot of time talking about various things. Today we're talking about the brace at some length, I suspect. Does the brace increase the accuracy of a pistol, in your opinion, to the extent that you know?
Congress said.
No, don't answer. No,
rifles
excuse
were
me. I have limited time, and I insist on your answering the
I like
questions I
this
ask,
guy.
or don't
Me
waste
too.
any of our time. To the extent that you know enough to have proposed a rule that bans or registers braces, does a brace increase the accuracy of a pistol?
My understanding is that Congress determined that the ability to
Jesus.
shoulder short-barreled rifles
Okay,
made them,
you're
quote, unusually dangerous.
You're not? Okay, unusually dangerous because it increases the accuracy.
Unusually dangerous because Congress
So
said it
let's
was
understand something. I appreciate you telling me what our body does, but
Dracula's not impressed, bro.
you have two types of weapon: a pistol and a rifle.
That girl in the
Look at this
background.
guy.
is
He
more
can't hold it
accurate
together. He's about to
than a pistol
die.
because it is
Look at his lip.
better
Watch that
braced,
fucking caterpillar.
correct?
He's
Ethiopian
like,
poisonous caterpillar
I
just
believe
fucking
that Congress
quivering.
determined that whether they
Dracula.
shouldered and also concealed that they were unusually
I
dangerous.
really want to fuck you up
So
and suck your blood.
You're not answering any of the questions, but I'll put one more statement out there. Rifles are, and look, I'm an EOD tech by training. I know more about explosives than I do about firearms. So we're just going to go through this.
This guy's
Having been
definitely taking a-
sharpshooter
he's
in the
farting for
military,
sure.
Having been
Hold on.
qualified,
Hold
I
on,
know
watch
that my
this,
45
watch
is
his
not a
face.
shooter firearm. So
Watch
we're
him.
just going to go through this. Having been a sharpshooter in the military,
release.
having been qualified, I know that my 45 is not.
It's amazing.
as
That was like a
accurate,
play-by-play.
when fired as a rifle.
And he kind of smirks a little bit. He's satisfied. Look, he's satisfied.
The accuracy of a weapon somehow changes the category for purposes
Yeah.
of the Second
Let's wait for the
Amendment.
reaction.
By
Is it
your
going to be silent but
saying
dead?
that
Oh, it is! It is!
She smells it.
Brace is in fact going to limit
She smells it.
the
She's
ability
looking to
somebody
both of them
have
because
it.
she can't tell which one did
What
it.
you are clearly
her eyes.
doing
We're going to have to
is
rewind this.
Her
They
eyes
gotta
are
go
about
back.
to start watering.
based on your interpretation of
She's like,
behavior
oh my
and risk.
fucking God,
she
John.
wants to
I
leave
can't
right
believe
now.
you just did that.
We look forward to
There's another one building. I can see it.
dialogue with you. I would appreciate in the future that you really do consider
Laughing
whether or not
sucks
yes
after I've been sick, dude.
Oh, my stomach hurts.
Look at her eyes, man. Hold on. The pain in her eyes.
She can taste that
Oh,
fart.
and she's like, I can't say anything right now because I know I'm on camera.
Those barking spiders have really bad breath tonight.
Telling you. Holy fuck.
No one probably heard anything he just said.
No, but
Look, we got to go back.
yeah, no play-by-play on the farts this time, okay?
I think I went too far.
You went way too far. We were pretty
He pulls
close
out
to
his
the
phone
end.
in a minute. Probably texting somebody like, "This guy's such a bitch."
If I see the person walking by, I know it was right here. But hey, people at home, keep an eye on this guy. He's dropping he's cooking some air biscuits right there.
So we're just going to go through this. Having been a sharpshooter in the military, having been qualified, I know that my .45 is not as accurate when fired as a rifle. But nowhere in the Constitution does it say that the accuracy of a weapon
He just let another one.
changes the category for purposes of the Second Amendment.
And he's happy
By
about
your-
it. Did you see him nod?
Oh my gosh!
That's where it hits her.
Race is in fact going to limit the ability of somebody to have it. What you are clearly doing is you are making decisions based on your interpretation of behavior and risk, and not based on the Constitution. So we look forward to additional dialogue with you. I would appreciate in the future that you really do consider whether or not a yes or no should be answered first before you go on with what Congress has passed. And with that, I yield back, Mr. Chairman. Unanimous consent.
Okay.
like
One
it.
more.
I'm here for it.
Look, all I'm saying is
I like it and I want it.
this guy is a fucking doofus.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm really just blown away by this guy cooking off hot bombs in the bag.
I know. It was impressive.
And I'm glad I caught it.
Yeah, that was a good catch, Lonnie. Anyway, so basically the guy can't answer any fucking questions about firearms, alcohol,
or explosives,
or tobacco, or explosives.
They didn't ask him nothing about alcohol.
They didn't, but I guarantee you the only thing he knows is how to drink it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Let's say, I mean, that would make him somewhat of an expert in it, at least as far as drinking it.
A connoisseur, if you will. Oh, Lonnie's got a tinkle.
I gotta go pay.
It's always a good night when Lonnie has to tinkle. That beer hits you, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've already drank it.
I know. Something on the floor there, Lonnie. You're welcome. It's not the same when Lonnie goes away. When he gets back, I'm going to clap for him.
Ain't no freedom when he's gone. Only dark disparity.
No, that didn't work very well. That was a bad one, actually. Why are you on Facebook?
I'm always on Facebook.
Why are you doing that?
Checking my shit.
Lonnie needs to hurry up. I can't play this without him being here.
Why?
Because I want him to hear it. And we've been kind of going through it pretty quick. So, we got time.
So what'd you do last night?
What did I do last night? I played video games last night. What did you do last night, Joe?
Hung out with liberals.
Yeah, that is my nightmare. My literal
started
nightmare.
out good, but ended very bad.
I actually got an invitation to a diversity, equity, and inclusion group huddle that I'm absolutely not going to at work.
Yeah, I would not go either. If
No.
I didn't have to go.
I do not have to go. We've already had our yearly talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion. And I had to tell my boss
say this now.
a couple of times that he didn't want my honest answer on any of these questions.
Whenever I come here, that is quite frankly one of the scariest moments of my week.
Why, you afraid to go fall through my floor?
Bro, fix your fucking floor in the bathroom,
Hey, that's
please.
going to take some money, man. You can just go out the back deck and pee off the porch.
Yeah,
I was like, now you tell me?
Yeah, but then the pee-pee water goes in your shop.
No.
I'm making reference to one of our earlier episodes.
Oh,
the
so
doo-doo water
I have updates.
escapade.
I have updates.
We'll talk about that later. Don't forget, Lonnie, we got to talk about the doo-doo water.
But seriously, though, if you want to, you can really just go pee off the back deck. But you may all fall through the deck as well.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. What is up?
Much like America, Joe's house is falling apart. Anyway, so I didn't play any of this, Lonnie, because I really wanted you to hear all of it. So
yeah. All right, you ready?
Go for it.
I'd like to take a moment to ask a few questions of the witness. Director Tettelbach, thank you for your testimony today. Do you believe that the Second Amendment is an important right?
I believe all the constitutional rights that we have are important.
Clearly not.
So you're not one of those people who says we'd be better off without it?
I'm one of those people who says what the law says, what the Constitution says is what we should do, and
He didn't answer the
what
question.
we have to honor.
I understand that. I'm glad to hear you say that. But as sort of a matter of what's best for society, do you think it's important that our Constitution does have a Second Amendment?
I think that all the amendments are important. It's very hard to start comparing the right to freedom of religion versus the right. They're all important.
Okay, so why do you think the Second Amendment is important?
This lesson, old
Why do I?
Why is it important that we have a Second Amendment?
Well, at the most basic notion, because I'm an American, because I follow the Constitution and the founders, when they enacted the Bill of Rights. I mean,
why is it important, the Second Amendment, that particular right? Why is it
I mean, it's part of our founding
it's
document.
not only
It's in the
that.
Constitution of the United States.
So we can
along with
overthrow
all
the
these
damn
other,
government if they start
rights that are
doing
very
shit.
You're glad it's there, the Second Amendment.
Sorry.
Quick breakdown, folks. 1, it is a God-given right.
Yes, it is a God-given right
to protect ourselves
from
tyranny.
Period.
That's it.
That's why it's important.
But the reason the founders put it in there is so that way we would know we have the right to overthrow the powers over us in case they go south.
Let's see. Wait, hold on. What's the text of the Second Amendment? A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state
shall not.
The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Yeah.
Isn't that?
And in quote,
word for word, what the Constitution says?
That's it.
There's no but and or anything. It's shall.
There's no alter this.
No.
There's no make this change.
So here's the thing about
But
the
what
Second
if
Amendment.
guns get really scary?
Hold on. A big argument that I've heard a lot, unfortunately, by stupid people, is that where in the Constitution does it say that you can have an AR-15?
Where does it say where I can't?
Yeah, there you go.
Hold on.
At the
First
shall
off-
not be infringed part.
First off, where in the Constitution does it say that you can practice Buddhism?
It
Is
doesn't.
Buddhism referenced in the
No.
Constitution, guys?
No.
Am I making this up?
Where does it say in the Constitution in which bounds you have to exercise your freedom of speech?
That's right. Didn't do that either.
Yep.
When did it say that you're protected from unlawful searches and seizures of?
Is it just in your car? Or is it just in your house? No. It is your personal effects. Period.
That's right. You only want to cherry pick the ones that you don't like.
When all of them have the same amount of protection.
They carry the same weight. All of them.
Yep.
Period. The end of the story right there. Full stop.
Because, I mean, if you go to that point, I mean...
The Founding Fathers wrote our document to survive the test of time.
Checks and balances in place.
They wanted this document to be relative
No matter
what time period it was.
Because as things advance, your level of protection must advance with it.
Correct.
As technology advances, your accessibility to free speech must also advance with it.
Agreed.
As religions form...
The Constitution does not say what pew-pews I can have.
Right.
Does not.
Okay? It just says arms.
That's
as
very
a
broad.
general term.
It's very broad.
For military-grade weaponry.
Yep.
Because at the time, what were muskets?
They were a military weapon.
They were a military weapon.
What was a cannon?
Well, that was a military weapon.
Huh. No shit.
And it fired a projectile, did it not?
It did. It
so
went
it's basically a big gun. Right?
It was.
Am I wrong?
Well, I mean, unless you're doing grape shot, you know.
The military had horses, too.
Was just a
That was a ground.
That was
meat
just
machine.
a ground beef maker and a pre-industrial era shotgun.
Kaboomy.
Like 37 grade.
Boom.
Or 37 gauge. Sorry.
37 grade.
Shut up.
I just now realized what you said.
You know what? That is hypersonic bullets, okay? That is so little mass that those things...
They roll out the end of the barrel. They go, bah.
Could you imagine a rifle round so tiny that it could be shot at hypersonic speeds instead of just supersonic speeds? Like, holy shit.
That'd be terrifying.
That is terrifying. There is no exit wound. There's just the point where it impacted and then nothing.
Yeah, that would actually replicate what you see in movies.
Yeah.
Once that thing passes through you, it's going so fast, so much kinetic energy, you would quite literally go flying with the bullet.
Yes. And you know what? On second thought,
I'm kind of here for it.
Rack one for us. Fuck yes. Joe's just sitting over here. Really, Joe, you should be the soundboard and computer dude.
I'm sorry,
because me and Lonnie talk more than you do.
I was over here checking out some of our merch.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Well, me and my boys would have been stacking bodies by now.
You know?
George Washington, 1776.
Probably. So if you want to get you some of that good merch,
There's a link in the description.
Yep. And don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe, and you'll get all of our notifications.
You fucked that up royally.
Well, somebody's got to do it.
That's very true.
I don't get paid to be here.
Yeehaw!
So, if you enjoy the show, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, smash that bell icon. You'll always be notified when we go live, which is pretty much every Saturday.
We like the
at
thumbs
8.
up. Always give
Central.
the thumbs up. It helps the algorithm.
The thumbs up makes me happy.
So Propes says, like nukes. I don't know what party.
I draw the line nowhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Justin draws the line nowhere. I draw the line at nukes personally.
Okay, so.
And I'll be honest with you, it's a day by day basis on how I feel that day.
Okay, listen.
What I
so
think.
let me give you. Okay.
Like I don't think the government should have nukes. I don't think anybody
Shut
should have nukes.
up.
Shut up.
I was talking. I'm talking. I have the talking beer. Okay? You don't have the talking beer. I have it. That means you don't get to talk.
Joe's nostrils always talk. Though.
Now, I'm going to give... I can't talk. Joe breathes too loud. Lonnie screams yeehaw. That's just a good old time.
It's the freedom nostrils.
You know what? Don't ever fucking say those two words together again.
Your fucking freedom nostrils are infringing on my right to live, all right?
Yeah. We're going to get to Pop talking about that right in a little bit. Oh, my God. This Week in Biden is pretty funny, too. This week on Twitter is a doozy. Let me just tell you. Not a doozy, because we like that. A doozy.
I like taking doozies.
We know.
Unfortunately. You want to continue on what you were saying? About your thoughts on nukes.
So my party line is that there are no limits, right? My personal line is I kind of draw the line at anything stronger than a hand grenade.
Oh no, I definitely
not limited
for rocket launchers.
Not including military vehicles. If I want a fucking tank, I'm buying a fucking tank.
No,
okay.
I'm all
Technically,
for it.
you can buy a tank.
I mean, but if I want a fully operational tank that shoots big ass fucking bullets,
yep,
I should be able to buy a tank. Military weaponry that goes up to hand grenades. I'm okay with hand grenades because you know what? The stupid ones are going to kill themselves. Okay, I don't.
So Prope says there will always be greater and greater weapons. The point is that there should be no limits. Instead, we should create a society where people don't feel the need to own such things. I mean,
okay, but have you met people?
Yeah, I was about to say, but as long as people exist, there will be a need.
Yeah,
something to protect yourself.
I mean, even if there was a safe society, I would still want weapons in case. Dude, I mean, what about aliens? Like, I mean, that's a serious. I'm being serious about that. I'm not trying to be stupid. Like, seriously.
Even in more more realistic terms, even
Dangerous
more
animals. Yep.
other foreign countries. I
Yep.
mean,
Yep. Well, I think the idea is globally. He thinks, like, which I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's possible.
I mean, as long as we are a country that is surrounded by other countries, that's going to be a problem.
I don't think on the human level that's possible.
No.
To create that.
Humans are not designed to have no conflict. It's
Right.
just not in the human anatomy.
It's not in our nature.
Correct.
It's a flaw, but it's a genetic flaw. I mean, it is what it is.
Well, I think it just, it's if you're religious,
Again,
it's a spiritual flaw, in a way.
Vehicles and vehicle-based weapon systems aside, I draw the line at hand grenades.
Tell that to the cartel.
Yeah, no, I'm all for rocket launchers, bro.
That falls into the category of hand grenade, in my opinion.
Okay, I got you.
RPG technically is a
Yeah.
rocket propelled grenade.
I'm okay with anything that we would need to take out military vehicles if it came to that. That's anything past that, I draw the line there. Right? I believe that we should be able to own private military, like planes, choppers, tanks.
Yeah, I agree. Probst says that's my point. What about aliens? What about futuristic weapons? Or what future weapons will exist? We don't know, so you can't prohibit what you don't know exists.
Right.
Exactly.
So my thing is, you need to have the tools available to fight the government, right? And that typically would not go all the way up to nukes. Because
Hold on.
Would you fucking stop interrupting me?
I just noticed something. That dude in the back has, I don't know if it's AK-47.
That's an AR-15.
Or AR-15. I just noticed that. Sorry. I just wanted to point that out before I forget it.
There's a lot of them that are wearing those pins. Stop fucking interrupting people.
You interrupt me too. Just go.
Most of the time it's because whatever you're saying is stupid. You interject for stupid shit.
Whatever. Go.
Like pointing out a lapel pin.
Correct.
I haven't noticed it this whole time.
You literally stopped me in my entire train of thought.
You know what?
To
Are
point
you
out
going to grab about it, or are you going to keep talking?
I don't remember where I was going now.
Well, if you would have quit grappling and just kept...
If you would have shut the fuck up and let me finish... Give me the Nerf gun. I will shoot him in the face on stream.
No, keep going. What are we doing?
Okay. Where was I at?
We were talking about the, we don't, the weapons, we can't put a restriction on
basically
weapons.
you believe in being able to have weapons that could fight military grade weaponry and or vehicles. Nukes probably would not exist because they would not use
right.
nukes.
So they most likely would not use a nuclear weapon on their own citizenry, because not only are you nuking your own people, you're turning your own area into a radioactive wasteland.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's necessary for civilians to have nukes, right? Besides the military, if the military is doing what they're supposed to do, like I said earlier, they're not going to obey an unlawful command to attack United States citizens. Your nukes are now my nukes.
Right.
Sorry. Yeah. I have enough faith in our service members.
To a certain point, they're going to disobey.
Right.
For now.
Don't have current day right now. I have enough trust in our current service members to not do something of that magnitude.
Yeah.
I don't have that trust in the future generation.
Yeah.
So my standpoint could change to we need a nuclear deterrent.
Yeah.
At which point, nukes are now fair game. So fuck you.
And and that's why I think, what I say, I think it depends on the day.
Yeah.
On what I say.
That's fair.
As far as, because it's an ever-changing landscape.
That's a fair point. But I feel like current day right now, in this moment, I draw the line at hand grenades.
But either way, we're
hypothetically, party line, I have zero limits.
Yeah. Either way, we're talking about a dang pistol brace.
We're talking about something that...
pistol brace, bro.
Okay, granted, pistol braces today, they're not used for what their supposed purpose is, right?
We don't need to talk about that.
But it's the truth. If we're going to be talking about it, we're going to be intellectually honest about it.
Yeah, I mean, people brace against their shoulder.
They use it as a shoulder stock, essentially. It's just a short shoulder stock. It's like fully collapsing your butt stock on your 16-inch rifle.
Yeah.
It's essentially that's what it is.
Basically,
does it have a Velcro strap that you're supposed to Velcro to your arm? Yes. Is that what people do with them? Absolutely the fuck not.
But no, there's also braces.
At the same time, what's the fucking difference? What's the gained advantage in both scenarios? There isn't one.
But see, here's the thing, too. They also make the braces.
Tiny bit of accuracy, possibly.
But see, they also make the braces that don't strap around your arm. They make it's just like a little paddle, and I think it's meant to be kind of tucked into your arm here, you know?
Yeah, but the ones that he's talking about right now are the ones that have
strapped to
the
your
Velcro
arm.
strap.
Right.
So, anyway, let's let this dickbag continue because I fucking hate this guy.
I'm ready to go on the next subject.
All right.
You're glad it's there. You're glad it's part of our Constitution.
It's part of being an American is that Constitution, when we take an oath in public service, unlike any other country, right, we take an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States.
Lonnie?
That's what we sort of do.
Give it
that's
to
an
him.
important oath, and that's a very important document.
And I'm glad to hear you say that. We have had amendments that have been repealed. You're not someone
Y'all got
who
any
says
more of
it'd be
them
better to
liars?
repeal the Second Amendment.
I have never participated in anything like that.
I don't know if you know this, Joe Rogan.
It is my job.
I smoke rocks.
It is my job as ATF director to honor the constitutional rights and legal statutes passed by Congress, and I do.
But you don't.
But as an American, do you think that'd be a good or bad thing if the amendment was repealed?
Again, I don't think as director of ATF,
Dracula's just ready to take him out.
Giving my personal opinions on which laws are more or less important is the right
That guy
thing
in
to
the
do.
back with the
But
lapel
something in
pin
the
saying,
Constitution is,
I'm going to
of
shoot
course,
this motherfucker
very
in the parking
important.
lot with my
Okay,
AR-15.
so you don't want to say right now
No
affirm that you
shit,
believe
that's
it's
what I
good
was
that we have a
thinking.
Second Amendment.
He's like,
I don't want to. I don't think it's appropriate to give my personal opinion on any of the particular amendments. They're
But
in
it
the
is,
Constitution.
because
All
you're
They are
going
the
to
highest
use
law of the land.
So
your
you also
personal bias.
testified in your written testimony that we have more than 100 people who die from firearms violence across the country every day, and you say that most of these tragedies never make the news. Are you aware of and I think we can all agree that this is, an unspeakable tragedy for every family. Are you aware of a study from 2017 by the University of Chicago that showed that the average murder or shooting suspect had approximately 12 prior arrests in their criminal record?
I'm not aware of that particular study, but I'm not aware of that particular study. No, sir.
You know all the
Sound
other
wrong to you,
studies,
or does it
though.
sound plausible?
I think, as I said before, there's this many people.
Wait, you know why he doesn't know these studies?
Because he doesn't take his job seriously.
No, because he's not an expert.
He's not an expert.
You know what, Lonnie?
Thank you. Too kind of bless you.
You know what? That was mighty attractive, Lonnie. Maybe cat call it. Anyway.
Who do crimes, and then trigger pullers are a much smaller percentage, and they tend to repeat crimes. And identifying those for state and local law enforcement is very important.
Absolutely.
So we can focus our resources on the shooters.
Sure,
Right?
exactly. And the D.C. police chief has said that it's on average 11 prior arrests for homicide suspects. In this jurisdiction, this is Robert
But you don't do those things. You don't act like it's the person committing the crime. You act like it's gun owners in general.
Yeah, like it. No, wrong. You act like it's guns.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, my bad. I misspoke there. Yeah. You act like it's the guns that are the problem when really it's the people that are repeat offenders that you keep letting out of prison.
Wait, I need to add a little bit of a update to what I said. Guns and or accessories.
Oh, there you go. That's right. That's what it was, Lonnie.
Got to be really on top of things here. It's a very dangerous minefield we're stepping through here. All right?
It is.
Got to be careful.
You know, my pistol has been on the dresser for approximately a week, and it is shot.
You mean your dresser is under the water too?
Yeah. Me and Kate threw it in yesterday.
You didn't know he was working on his own city of Atlantis?
Damn right. There's going to be nukes for everybody.
Look, he's got dressers down there, sofa beds.
One of the Kennedys is down there.
Look, he had a He had a jar, those big ass jars of cheese balls weighted down with a rock down there.
Hold
Pretty
on, wait,
impressive.
wait. Do you have the beanbag chair that you plan on sitting in naked eating Cheetos?
Yes, sir. You have the urge to get up and send me $1,000. Close. Thought he was talking about me there for a second. No. My everyday carry. I mean, let's make no mistake. My guns are not at the bottom of the lake. Okay,
We do be packing.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'd be packing.
Okay. In the front and the back.
I knew it was coming. He beat me to it. But that's because Joe thinks of dicks 24/7.
That's true. The sad thing is,
We're working on him.
He's well into his quota for like 2027 at this point.
Yeah, it's bad.
That's bad.
I've actually toned it down.
You have, and I'm proud of you for that.
Like and y'all completely ignored it the other day. No, y'all completely ignored it the other day.
We celebrate you, Mr. Talks About Dick's Guy.
Like, I literally...
We salute you.
We talked
What is that commercial?
Real Men of Genius.
Yeah, I mean...
The Bud White one.
What does he say, though?
We salute you, Mr. Like, gets up on
Mr.
the weekend.
Wacky Warm and Flavor waving hand guy.
Yeah, I was trying to think of one of the quotes that they said.
You
We
saw an
salute
empty
you.
car lot, and you said, this guy needs a giant fucker waving his arms around like a madman in the wind. You've attracted millions to buy their first car.
Didn't
and for
Family Guy
this,
do a
we
rendition of
salute
this?
you.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure...
yeah, the Wacky Waving Flavor on Flame the
No,
Tune Man.
the Real Man of Genius. I'm pretty sure they did like
I think
their
they
own
did,
version
yeah.
of that. It was fantastic.
But last week when we were getting ready for the show, I messaged y'all and I said, I'm going to pull my dick out. And y'all completely ignored it.
It's because we're so used to it.
Yeah, it doesn't phase us really.
Like,
Hey,
we
you
are
like dicks,
literally...
we get it.
We are
I
literally
simply just said that
expecting
because it took, I'd been a minute since I'd said anything about dick. So I was like, I'm going to say I'm going to pull my dick
You know
out.
what?
Anyway.
And I think we fucked up because now we mentioned it, so now it's going to kick back up. We should have just left it alone.
It's like the C word.
Oh.
We can't say that word on the show.
You mean circumcised?
Damn it.
Son of a bitch.
Professor C's rolling in heavy.
You done messed up. Hey, Ron.
You mean I ran?
Did you watch that, Lonnie?
No.
Okay,
You need to watch that.
It's pretty good. Pretty funny.
All right, let's finish this.
Anyway,
video.
no,
Fuck, we've been on it
I mean,
for
we
an
can
hour.
move on from this.
Okay.
The answer is no. He doesn't believe that the Second Amendment is important.
Yeah, this
I'm
dude's a
tired of this.
fucking-
I'm tired of
I'm tired of douchebag. We salute you, Mr. ATF Director Guy.
Fucking doofus.
You know nothing about firearms, explosives, or tobacco, but you're still being appointed. You still got appointed by a dead guy. Anyway, so on to the next thing. It would appear that being shot in a mass shooting only matters if you're
Not white.
a black guy being shot by a white guy.
Damn. I didn't see that one coming from a mile away.
This happened in Texas, and
Wait.
this guy shot and killed 5 people, including an 8-year-old child.
Execution style.
And nobody heard about it.
Speaking of another shooting, did y'all talk? I don't know what y'all talked about.
We talked about the Sweet 16 shooting.
No, not the one I'm talking about.
Which one?
The one in North Carolina.
Did
you hear about that
the
one?
black kid?
No, white girl and her white
Oh.
dad shot by their black neighbor.
No, I didn't hear about that one.
Oh, yeah.
Wonder
yeah.
why.
Yeah, probably because the shooter was black and
Much like the Sweet 16 shooting in Alabama.
Yeah, and the
Except for it was 3 of them, and they all obtained their firearms illegally.
I thought they
were underage.
They've arrested 5 in connection with that now.
Yes.
So,
suspect who allegedly shot 6-year-old neighbor and her parents in North Carolina has been apprehended in Florida.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? You know what led to the shooting?
What's that?
The girl was playing basketball in the street, and the basketball rolled into his yard, and she went to go retrieve it, and he literally walked out and said, "I'm gonna kill you," and shot a 6-year-old girl, her dad, and I think the neighbor was grazed by shrapnel. all over a basketball rolling into the yard.
Yep. Wait until you hear about what this one happened over, Joe.
All right, let's watch
continue.
this.
Breaking news in Texas. A manhunt intensifying at this hour for a gunman suspected of carrying out a deadly mass shooting against his neighbors. 5 people, including an 8-year-old, were killed overnight at a home in Cleveland. That's a city just north of Houston. Let's go right to NBC's Priscilla Thompson, who's on the scene for us there. Priscilla, welcome. What are we learning at this tragic hour?
Yeah, Alex, police are now naming the suspected murderer in this case, identifying him as 38-year-old Francisco Oropeza. Police say that he is a Mexican national and he has now been charged with 5 counts of murder. At this hour, police say that he is about 2 miles from here and that they have established a perimeter and they are using dogs. They also have officers on horseback and drones that are working to track him in order to locate him.
They're going to whip him.
The sheriff here saying that he hopes to have this suspect within custody in the next couple of hours. And this information comes as we're learning more about how...
So if they're on horseback, they're going to tie his hands behind his back and lead him across the border again?
Yes. Racist pigs.
Misogynistic. What a chauvinistic pig attitude.
Lonnie, I'm going to need some freeze-dried Skittles.
They're going to strut his ass right back across that border.
I need that cookie. What kind of cookie is that, Joe?
It is filled with cream cheese, and it has strawberries in it.
Are these
strawberry
both,
cream cheese?
Give me that shit.
Are these both for me and Justin? Or?
They were, yeah. Yeah, get you one. They're good.
I'm not going to eat mine right now, but I will eat it.
It is very wet.
That's because I stirred it with my finger. Have that be hitting.
That'd be good.
Have you ever known Beth to make something that wasn't good?
That's a thick-ass boy. Damn, boy, you thick.
It's almost like those cookies you get from the store that's like cream-filled, but it's homemade.
Yeah.
You know what it looks like to me? And what I would assume it tastes like? Those cream cheese Danishes.
It's close.
That's what I presume it would taste like. Similar.
That's pretty close. Okay. Continue with this.
All of this unfolded overnight. This black fence that you see behind me, this is the fence that houses off that suspected shooter's home. Officials say that a neighbor went over to the fence and asked him if he could stop shooting his AR-15 in the front yard because they were trying to keep a baby or put a baby to sleep. And after that, the suspected shooter walked over to that home, walked in, and began just firing at everyone inside. As you mentioned, 5 people dead, including an 8-year-old. The sheriff also described a scene where there were mothers laying on top of their children, trying to protect them. He says that there were 3 juveniles who were covered in blood who were taken to the hospital, and we now know that those 3 juveniles were not injured, but certainly a very traumatic scene. I want to play a little bit more of how the sheriff described what happened here.
Everybody that was shot from the neck up, almost execution style. My understanding is that the victims, they came over to the fence, said, hey, do you mind not shooting out in the yard? We have a young baby that's trying to go to sleep, and he had been drinking, and he says, I'll do what I want to in my front yard.
And the sheriff has also said that the shooter was intoxicated at the time of the shooting. And I asked him about the suspected murderer's ability to execute those kinds of shots, given that he was intoxicated. And the sheriff says that is something that they are looking into. No word yet on his background or any potential criminal history there, but still a lot of questions on the ground.
Anybody want to take a shot in the dark? This guy's got a criminal history.
I have a feeling he's here illegally.
No.
And that AR-15 is probably not an AR-15. It's probably like an M4 or something that he got also illegally.
No.
Also, it's interesting how she says AR-15, but the freaking sheriff didn't say anything about it being an AR-15.
That we know of.
Yeah. I mean,
that was only a snippet of it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I'm just saying, I thought that was interesting.
Any guesses why you haven't heard about this?
Because he's Mexican, or he's not white.
He's not white, and they weren't black people.
Yeah.
Damn.
And
weird, huh?
What's weird to me though too is she's also like, well, he was drunk. Okay, so
that makes it any better. That makes it any more acceptable.
No difference.
No,
at all.
Actually, it makes it worse.
The execution style shooting for one guy.
Also, it's not hard to shoot somebody execution style. Like execution style is you literally walk up behind somebody and point the gun at their head and pow. Like you can
like
be.
I did to you earlier.
Yeah, you could be like straight up slabberknockered and do that.
FYI, earlier tonight when we were before the show, I had one of his kids' Nerf guns in my hand and I just plopped my arm up and pointed and pulled the trigger and hit him right in the nose.
By the way, if y'all have not gotten a hold of some of these Nerf guns now, it's the ones that shoot the balls. These things are legit.
Yeah,
they are. They are, and they're accurate.
They're so cool. We were robbed of our childhoods.
We were, indeed. Like that was probably the most fun I've had with a Nerf gun ever.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. And look, it's got a little bit of consequence. They got a little sting to it.
They do have a little bit of sting.
Just enough though for people. Oh,
yeah, it doesn't hurt.
Well, it's not like a paintball,
but it lets you know you
no,
don't.
It wasn't that bad actually in the nose either.
I was worried that I hit you in the eye.
Well, yeah, because he did like this. You like cover your eye.
I think it was just the way that it hit. It was probably.
I can't. I mean, it was such a small area, man. It's not like I can.
That's
yeah, you probably would look pretty stupid doing that.
That's
you
blood.
See Joe. And I shot Justin in the butthole.
You did, and I shot Joe literally in the butthole.
Yeah,
I walked up behind him and put it right to his butthole and pulled the trigger. Oh, good times, man.
You got me a little excited.
We are definitely
fun.
children. Just
we have fun.
We're in
around
adult
here,
bodies.
Okay, you gotta be a kid sometimes.
You know? Oh, well, see, I'd plan on taking them to the park for us to play with tomorrow, but you're not coming.
Neither is Lonnie, so shut the fuck up.
Just saying.
Cody's gonna be there. You can hate liberals together with Cody.
Yeah,
but Cody's not going to run and shoot at me.
Well, no, because Cody can't run.
Look,
that just makes him easier to shoot,
yeah,
dude.
It makes it better for you. You can beat the Justin of the situation.
Yeah. I tortured Joe with that thing, and I loved every second
He
of
shot him like 8 times in a row. And Joe was just going, ow, 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 ow. It was like someone had a soundbite on the loop. It was great.
I've been fucking with Joe our entire lives.
I said, "What are you doing?"
Like,
shot me 8 times. Oh shit!
It was literally that.
It was
every
that.
time.
Every single time.
So what do you mean shot me 8 times? This man shot me with so many things in our life. Like no, eight times. There was one time we shot each other. Remember that one time we were out? It was after that paintball game where we lit up Jeff's back. And we ran out of paint, and then we were like, well, we're out of CO2, so we got some. It was just me and you left,
yeah.
And everybody else went home, and went and got some slingshots. We started shooting each other with slingshots.
That was fucking awful.
No, we ran out of paintballs. I found this jar of marbles.
Oh,
you remember that? The little jar of marbles?
You know what my brother
And we started shooting each other with these marbles.
You know what my brother used to do? I never
Boys
did.
are suicide machines, man, and we definitely were.
So you know what my brother and his friends used to play? They used to play the knife game. So you would stand in a circle and you would counterclockwise or clockwise get a knife. And you'd throw it up and you would spread out.
Oh, jeez.
You'd throw the knife up in the air, and whoever the knife landed in front of, the person who had the knife also had a BB gun. So you'd throw it up, and if the knife landed in front of you, and it had to go blade in the ground, but if it landed blade in ground in front of you, you had to run and zigzag or whatever you could do. And they had a Daisy pump BB gun pumped up 5 times. And you got the hammer. And my brother came home one day and he had to dig a BB out the back of his thigh because it was literally under the skin.
We literally went from talking about people getting shot execution style to talking about Nerf guns.
Yeah, but that's the joy of our show. You never know.
Had to get a little positivity in
Life
there.
is like a box of chocolates.
That's like, you know,
had to put a little positivity
something
in
like
there.
we used to do. I used to do this with my brothers. One of the things
Hold on. You want to hear what we used to do? It's called the Yearly Man Challenge.
Oh my gosh!
All of us would get a bundle of bottle rockets.
No, Kevin had a whole big ass bag.
Hey, be quiet. Okay, we would all get a bundle of bottle rockets, build a fire, stand in front of the fire in a big circle. Everybody throws their bottle rockets in at the same time.
The whole pack.
And everybody turns their back on the fire. Last man standing wins.
Yeah, I was always the first one. I literally would throw mine in there and just start running.
I literally, one time one hit me like a fuse or something shot out and hit me on the back of the neck. I thought I got stung by a bee.
Bro,
but it was rough.
We had a guy one time, he had like a
July at my uncle's house, we would have like a full-blown bottle rocket war. Like
yeah.
Oh yeah,
like,
that was
old
not
school.
unusual.
Today's kids will never know.
Yeah, it was like Roman candles. The only things you didn't do were artillery, but everything else was perfectly within
Everything
the bounds.
else was perfectly legal. The artillery shells were the nukes of firework wars.
Yeah, everybody was like, we all are going to agree this is a no man's bounds. I tell you what was scary, though. The whistlers. The whistling bottle rockets, because they had the plastic, and they were shaped like a fucking bullet. Those things were terrifying. But talking about the fuse, I had a piece of PVC pipe, and you clog the end.
With dirt.
Yeah. Well, during my adventure of running across this field, I pointed it up, and the dirt clod had fell out, and the fuse landed on the lens of my glasses, and was like nothing. And I was like, I was like, oh. And I took it off, and I had a black spot. It melted my lens of my glass, like in that spot. And I was like, holy shit.
So this one time we did the man challenge. We had one guy that was there too, and he had a bunch of fireworks in a bag. I mean, we're talking
everything,
man. And he didn't even know what was all in there. So
probably some mortar shells in there.
And he said, "I got some. He's got some whizzy doos, some whizzy don'ts,
some whisker doos, some whisker don'ts,
some lady fingers."
He threw those in there, and I said, "Oh hell no!" I ran off immediately, and there's like terrace rows. I went and like laid behind a terrace row, and like was like looking over the terrace row. Bro, that junk was shooting all the way out towards the terrace row.
Okay, so the moral of this story is that if Joe is in your combat squad, you're fucked because he's gonna run.
Don't depend on him.
Don't depend on him.
No, I would. No, in that situation,
I made it a point of effort to stand in that circle as long as humanly possible.
Would too. Yeah.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
I missed those.
I remember
days.
one time. And, hey, you know what was really fucked up about our bottle rocket wars? There was no such thing as a timeout.
Oh no.
So like.
No, you just have to hide behind the tree.
Like I was. No. I was like, there was no condition in which the only way that your condition is if you took your pipe and said, "I'm out." Like you were out of fireworks.
Oh,
you had to throw your pipe down and like walk up, hands up, and nobody could shoot at you then. But
nah, I'm still shooting at you.
I was taking a piss one time.
Oh,
I was sitting there pissing, and someone's running up, and I'm like, "No, stop!" I'm like trying to scoot away without pissing on myself, and they shoot, and it hits my foot and blows up. I'm like, "Ah!"
My dick's on fire!
I'm like, "Please help me, Kelly Clarkson, Oprah Winfrey,
help me, Jewish guy,
help me, baby Jesus,
I'm on fire." Okay, so regardless of what you want to believe, right, about the guns being the problem, getting back on track because we're coming up on time.
Excuse me.
This is heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is.
And stuff like this shouldn't happen. And stuff like this, if this guy is an illegal immigrant, is exactly why we shouldn't be releasing illegals into the interior of the country.
Yeah, there should be no catch and release.
But getting to America and making a better life for yourself should be affordable. We've talked about that many times. I'm not for completely open borders. I have some limits because sovereignty matters.
Yeah.
Right.
But we should be able to keep people like him out if he's an illegal immigrant.
Yeah, we don't know that
Even
for sure.
if he's not, we should be able to keep people like him out because people like him who probably have a criminal record should not be allowed to stay in this country.
Yeah, so stay tuned. We'll keep
We
touch
will
of this
update on
developing
this
story.
next week.
Yeah.
I will make a point to update on this story because I want to know more details.
So yeah, keep that in mind. We're going to find out. One, we got a checklist here. One, is he illegal?
2, what weapon was it?
And 3, does he have a criminal record? So this is, and those 3 points are going to be very telling about this situation.
They will be extremely telling about.
I mean, there was already one really known, really telling situation about this, or point about this situation is 1, he's not white. That's why it didn't get the media coverage like previous ones.
2, they don't know what kind of weapon it was. 3, he may be an illegal immigrant.
Yeah.
So it doesn't fit their narrative to talk about it. So let's move on from this. Because I really want to talk about this, and we can touch on the House passing the debt limit. But honestly, okay, the House, the Republicans, we'll just hit it real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, we won't even watch the videos. The House of Representatives, the Republicans inside the House of Representatives passed a $1.6 trillion debt limit increase, or a year, whichever comes first, right? It's going to the Senate. It's going to die in the Senate. There are 0 chances of it going anywhere past the Senate. And Biden has already said he'd veto it if it does. So at this point, Biden's just buying more time. And he's trying to collapse the economy because he refuses to negotiate.
Wonder if he had note cards for that too.
Oh, he absolutely had note cards. It's actually probably a different guy in a mask.
Will crash the economy.
Yep. And then
with your veto.
And then I will blame the Republicans because they crashed the economy.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. It had nothing to do with my refusal to negotiate. It
Pop,
had nothing
Pop
to do with me.
was just sitting here eating his chocolate chip ice cream, wondering, hey, are they going to resolve this?
That's exactly what I was thinking. That's exactly what he sounded like. Look, fat.
You're a dog-faced pony soldier.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. Oh, you know the thing.
Go, you know the thing.
Come on, man. Leader of the free world, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, so moving on, there have been 2 big firings this past week. And anybody who doesn't hide under a rock 24 hours a day knows that Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon have been fired. I like to call him Don Lemon because he's a gay guy who sleeps with a white man all the time.
I thought it was Don Lemon.
It is Don Lemon.
But we said Lemon.
It's Don Lemon, but it's spelled lemon.
Don Lemon.
No, I'm lemon, he's tangerine.
You got some blood on your shirt there. Just leave it wide open, won't you?
That movie is fucking phenomenal.
Dude,
what movie is that?
Bullet Train.
It's on
Netflix. You need to watch it.
Okay.
Dude,
It's got Brad Pitt in it.
So good.
And it's so good.
Did
Wait, is that the one that y'all told me about that one time where
Yes.
he comes in there, he's
The
like,
gay stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a scene in that movie.
solid movie. Like,
It is a 10 out of 10 would recommend, not woke, nothing.
And here's the good thing
It
about
is
that.
really good.
And here's the good thing about that movie, which is not very common with movies today. You can watch that movie and rewatch it, and it's still just as good.
Yeah.
And you know everything that's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's still just.
So speaking of woke movies,
I've watched it probably 4 or 5 times.
It's so good.
Speaking of woke in movies, have you heard that they really are doing a reboot of a remake of Lord of the Rings?
Yes, I've heard that, and honestly, I will not watch it unless it is way more detailed.
But what you know what I'm
previous
scared
movies.
of? I'm scared they're going to make Frodo and Sam gay.
They will. 100% will.
100%. There's going to be a butt sex scene. You didn't hear
That's
about that?
just like the Harry Potter reboot that they're doing with HBO. They've got a season for every.
Well, you know that in the newer Harry Potter movies that like Dumbledore's gay and
Yes,
like,
but J.K. Rowling said that he was gay, so
Yeah.
that it's technically true.
But still, it's just damn it.
So I mean,
let's hear about old Tuck.
Anyway, Tucker was let go. So go ahead.
Off the air does not mean out of sight. Tucker Carlson's video on Twitter viewed nearly 20 million times.
The other thing you notice when you take a little time off is how unbelievably stupid most of the debates you see on television are.
Notably, Tucker Carlson did not mention Fox News, nor the reason for his departure. Messages revealed because of Dominion Voting Systems defamation lawsuit may have played a role. According to the New York Times, 2 people with knowledge of the discussions say the night before Fox settled the case with Dominion for nearly $800 million, top executives and board members learned of, quote, highly offensive and crude messages Carlson sent in the past, and it triggered a crisis. Fox has not publicly provided a reason for getting rid of Carlson.
Yeah, clean your sign.
Meanwhile, the 8 p.m. audience on the Fox News channel Tuesday night was down about 50% from a typical night with Carlson.
Do you think he has the power to take those
Damn, this dude just got out of the shower?
Someplace else? And is there a platform that makes
He looks
sense?
like Rain Man.
He undoubtedly has the power to
Where's his
take
fucking
his
eyeballs?
audience from Fox.
Definitely, maybe, might
But maintaining the
be.
same influence may be harder.
When you are on television,
definitely,
you
definitely,
have a
maybe,
long
might
tail on
be.
the internet. People are trading your videos. You don't get as long a tail when you do, fringe.
No, that guy's got bubbles mode.
A high-profile
Glasses.
host,
I like
kittens. Out of the public eye. Stephanie Gosk, NBC News, New York.
I'm on it tonight, man. My pop culture
Off the air
references
does
are
not mean
on
out of-
point.
You know, Lonnie could probably actually look like Bubbles if he really tried.
Talking to Mr. Leahy.
If Lonnie shaved his beard and got some Coke bottle glasses,
I'm talking to Mr. Leahy.
yep,
I like
that's a
taking,
young Bubbles.
Hey, I like taking shopping carts and fixing the wheels so they real good.
I can't fucking deal with you right now, man.
So, have y'all seen the guy on TikTok with his blaze? And
I needed that cookie because I did not eat before I came here, and this one beer.
Have you seen the guy on TikTok, Buzzed and Blazed or whatever?
No.
Or Blazed and Buzzed.
Can we just move on?
Out of sight.
But people say he looks like Bubbles or he is Bubbles, but I don't think so. But he sounds just like him. He's hilarious.
Actually, do not know who you're talking about.
I'll send him to you sometime. He's freaking
We're doing
hilarious.
this one?
Yes. So this is the interview before
Joining us now,
Don
frequent-
Lemon got shit canned. That is not where it's supposed to be. Skip to the last 3
Were
minutes.
you admiring that man's skin and bright teeth?
The last 3 minutes, Lonnie. It's a pretty long video. Keep going. Keep going. Back just a little bit. Go to the 9-minute mark.
Well, that's what I was going to do. You said keep going.
Yeah, the 9-minute mark should be okay.
Civil War?
So, this guy is a presidential candidate, Vivek Ramaswamy.
That
or
sounds like a
Ramaswamy.
Marvel villain.
He does actually
He look-
sound like a Marvel villain.
He looks like the type of guy they would like pose as like the Antichrist.
That guy, you could have told me that his name was Victor Von Doom, and I would have fucking believed you. Okay.
I mean,
Doctor Doom from the Marvel
Dude,
comics.
he just looks.
Fantastic Four villain.
He looks. I don't know, man. Something about him
that's
just.
it, dude. That name. As soon as I heard it, I was like, "This is a fucking Marvel villain."
Yeah, something about this guy don't sit right with me already.
I mean, I don't like the candidate, but listen to him while he's talking to Don Lemon. This is the interview that ultimately got him fired.
Yeah, I did hear that this. I didn't see this interview.
Oh,
but I heard
it's rough.
Is it real bad?
It's
like
bad.
I've seen some in the past where he's kind of been like,
He snaps at the people in his ear
Ooh.
in this one.
yeah,
Yeah. So let's.
we call that being a diva.
I want to listen to the whole thing because the whole thing, it just gets worse.
Okay, go for it.
This country, then you can disagree with me, but we're not. You mentioned in here that
I
we have
disagree.
3 different shades
Don, I
of
think we have to be
melanin
able to
here.
talk about these issues in the open, regardless of the color of our skin. Black Americans today, to say that, compare that to 1865 and 1964,
I think for you to compare it to
absolutely
1865 and
have equal rights in this
1964 is
country.
actually, I think it's insulting to black people. It's insulting to me as an African American. I don't want to sit here and argue with you because it's infuriating for you to put those things together. It's not right. Your telling of history is wrong.
What part of the history was wrong, Don? What part of the history was wrong?
That the Civil War was fought. You're making people think that the Civil War was fought for black people, only for black people to get guns and for black people to have.
The Civil War was fought for
rights.
black people in this country to get freedoms, a noble mission. And I think that even
yes, you're
after
right.
even
But it
after
wasn't-
we
but
succeeded, we had to actually secure those freedoms.
to reduce it in a speech at the NRA to say you're making people think, or you're trying to say that black people to get guns, that was the reason that you're there at the NRA. That was the reason for the Civil War.
It is a
that's
fact.
Reductive.
It's not
and
reductive,
I think it's
Don.
insulting. There are a whole plethora of reasons that for the Civil War.
With due respect, I find your explanation reductive and actually insulting, including to black Americans, to say that black people today, compared to 1964, 1865, haven't made progress in part because of the freedoms we secured. And the Second Amendment was
black
part
people,
of what secured
hang on,
that
please.
freedom.
I cannot keep a thought if you guys are talking to me in my ear. So hang on one second. So to say that black people...
Did you catch that?
Say what you said again.
Black people secured
His
their freedoms
co-host
after
is
the Civil War. It's a
uncomfortable.
historical fact, Don. Just study it. Only after their Second Amendment rights were secured.
They
That's
were
a
not
fact.
secured their freedoms after the Civil War. That is not. You are discounting Reconstruction. You're discounting a whole host of things that happened after the Civil War when it comes to African Americans, including the whole reason that the Civil Rights Movement happened is because black people did not secure their freedoms after the Civil War, and that things turned around. People tried to change the freedoms that were supposed to
And you know
happen
how they
after
got
the
it?
Civil War
They got their
and
Second Amendment
Reconstruction.
rights, and they actually got the NRA played a big role in that. But today, Don, the
NRA did not play a big role
absolutely,
in
they
that.
trained
That
black Americans
is
how
a
to use
lie.
firearms.
That's a lie.
But
That's not. The NRA did not play a big role in
This
that.
is just historical fact. But
It's
Don,
not historical fact.
the part that I
Just
find
because you say it's historical fact,
part that
it's
I
not
find
historical
insulting
fact.
is
Do you
when
see
you
that
say today
co-host?
black
Yeah,
Americans
she's
don't
like,
have those
"Please
rights
let
after
it
we have
stop."
gone
The fact
through
that I find
civil rights
insulting
revolution in
is
this
that
country.
You are sitting here telling an African American about the rights and what you find insulting about the way I live, the skin I live
He is
in
a
every
fucking
day.
minority
Here's where
too,
you and I
you
have a different
dipshit.
point of view.
Black and white that black people don't have in this country, and that black people do have.
Well, here's where you and I have a different point of view. I think we should be able to express our views regardless of the color of our skin. We should have this debate
I'm not saying you
without
shouldn't
me
express your
regarding
views,
you as a
but I think
black
it's
man,
insulting that
but
you're
me
sitting
regarding you
here,
as a fellow citizen.
that you're
That's what I
sitting
think we should
here,
see.
whatever ethnicity you are, explaining to me
Whatever
But you
ethnicity
get
I'm,
text
what
now.
it's like to be black in
whatever
America.
ethnicity I am,
I'm
I'll tell
sorry.
you what I am. I'm an Indian American. I'm proud of it. But I think we should have this debate. Black, white, doesn't matter.
I think we should have this
on
debate.
the
but I think
content
you should-
of the
if you're gonna
ideas.
do it, you should do it in an honest way and in a
I
fair
think-
way. And what you're doing is not an honest and fair way. Okay?
With-
but we
with-
appreciate you coming on.
With
Thank
due
you for
respect,
that.
Don, I look forward to
Thank you very
continuing
much.
that
I appreciate
conversation.
it. We'll
Thank
continue
you.
the conversation.
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you, Papa.
We'll talk about China.
Yes, let's talk about
next
China.
time you come back.
Oh, thank you. Much to say on declaring independence from China.
Okay,
Something you
can
can
we
add
move
on
on now, please?
Thank you.
Thank you.
What did he say?
Wow.
Okay, can we move
now.
on, please? Now, thank you. First off, fuck you.
I yield back.
First off,
Jesus.
Don Lemon, what was that? You were wrong? I just fact checked Don Lemon about the Civil War and the NRA.
Joe, it doesn't require a fact check. He's wrong because he doesn't know anything.
But the NRA was actually started during the Civil War.
Yeah, but look, here's
Yes.
here's the point. Don Lemon is pushing this idea that black people, just based on the color of their skin, are at a disadvantage and they don't share the same rights as everyone else.
While he sleeps in the same bed as a white man.
Yeah, but he's gay, so I mean,
You know what? That's a fair point. Anyway,
It just
listen.
this is a good time to finally say the world is losing its damn mind.
It lost it like 6 years ago, dude. I don't know what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
yeah, you're right.
losing.
Well, six, probably more than that.
It was heading downhill, and then Trump got elected, and that's when it really started just fucking nosediving.
See, like
We legit live
we
in
were up
crazy
here and
town.
we were doing this on the roller coaster. Then Trump got elected, and we went. That was a roller coaster just going.
Yeah. So they're both out. Don Lemon, he's not going to have a career after this. Like he is done.
Yeah, nobody's gonna. Put up with that
Nobody's
shit.
touching him with a fucking 10-foot pole,
Nobody's dealing with that
except
shit.
his husband.
which is probably more like a 3-millimeter pole. But
I find that offensive.
if the shoe fits, lace that bitch up and wear it, man.
Own it, Joe.
But you know what? In other news, COVID nonsense is back with a clip from Justin Castro. I mean Trudeau. My bad. It's not Fidel Castro's son. Okay, definitely not Fidel Castro's son. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have even insinuated that. But he had this to say at a speech
Around
at
the
the
world.
University
Russian
of Ottawa. Yeah, we don't have that soundbite anymore. We gotta get that back.
And all of the
Oh, yeah, this is a
scientists
good
and
one.
the medical experts and the researchers, not just in Canada, but around the world,
Like Anthony Fauci.
understood that vaccination was going to be the way through this.
But it wasn't.
And therefore, while not forcing
Glad you know,
anyone-
because we sure
Hold
to
on.
get vaccinated.
Wait a second. Hold up. Wait a minute. Did he just say he didn't force anybody to get vaccinated?
Mm-hmm. But hold on. He digs a little deeper. He digs a
Oh,
little
yeah,
deeper.
that's right. He does, doesn't he?
He does.
I chose to make sure that all the incentives.
So why do you have to incentivize a treatment if the treatment works?
And if it's not something that's kind of being forced.
And all the protections were there.
Hold on. Okay, again.
Why are protections needed?
First off, the need for protection is understandable from something like COVID, right? Because nobody really knew what it was at first, and that's what prompted the whole warp speed thing, and that's what gave you the fucking shitty vaccines that aren't vaccines.
I agree, Probst. This world was screwed long before Trump.
I don't think that you say you can't bank in Canada if you're not vaccinated and say that you didn't force anybody to get vaccinated.
I mean, that don't sound like the mark of the beast or nothing.
That doesn't sound like
Fidel Castro at all.
Well, that, but you know what they say,
Daddy
like father,
would be
like
proud.
son.
Daddy would be proud.
It definitely doesn't sound like in order to eat in a restaurant, you had to be vaccinated. It definitely didn't sound like in order to go to a grocery store, you had to be vaccinated.
Or, hey, hold on, here's a big one.
It also didn't sound like in order to get the life-saving cancer treatment or organ transplant that you need, you have to be vaccinated.
Or attend church.
That's right.
But
that's not forcing anything.
Or to preach the word of your religion.
Definitely
without
not forcing,
being arrested.
Definitely not.
That don't
forcing
sound like the
anything.
mark of the beast or anything.
Definitely not telling people to go home from a protest because they weren't vaccinated and the truckers refused to get vaccinated and those guys were the bad guys. Definitely not that.
Yeah.
He definitely didn't force anybody to get vaccinated.
I saw a picture here a while back that said,
And by the way, touch on the thing with Probst. I never said that the world wasn't crazy before Trump. I said it took a nosedive when Trump got elected.
I saw a picture a while back that said, none of us regret not getting it.
Well, yeah, that's been all over the internet for like a year now.
But, it's like if those of us that haven't gotten it yet still haven't gotten it, guess what? We
Well, you didn't get it, right?
No, I did.
Okay. So, I'm sorry, but you can't be involved in this because you're not one of us.
That's
But
true.
Pure Blood Club.
But I will say this. I still got it. I still got COVID
yeah,
after
because it didn't work.
It obviously didn't work. And I knew that.
So being a part of this crew, I mean, obviously we don't give a shit that you got it, but what made you want? Did you want to get it, or did you have to get it for your job?
I had to get it for my job.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, would you have got it?
No,
I got a
absolutely
religious
not.
exemption at work.
No. And here's the thing. There were things that I was told. The only reason I got it was because my wife was not working at the time.
And you had to.
I had a little.
Had to pay the bills.
I had a little baby at home.
Yep.
And if there was a chance, because from what I understood, it was going to be, basically wrote in that if contracts came down the pipe after the fact, that they would they could choose to potentially leave me off of said contracts and stuff. So yeah, didn't want to take that risk.
Because they were a government contractor, and the government had it at that time that if government contractors had
That
to,
was the way they were going at my work too, but they decided
That's the
to
only-
implement religious exemption as well.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason I got it. Like I said, there was a lot on me.
And I actually had an argument with my dad about this because I said
he was getting close to saying, "Well, I'm just."
I
gonna get
said,
it.
if they deny my religious exemption and it comes down to me not being able to provide for my child or being able to provide for my child, I will get vaccinated to make sure that she's got what she needs.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it was for me. It wasn't even that, because like one, I was like, I don't trust this. First of all,
right.
Luckily, you didn't have any kind of negative reactions to it, though, did you?
Yet.
Yet.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be determined. I
Now
mean,
you're
really.
not boosted or anything like that, are you?
No,
You just took the one they required.
I literally took. I mean, it's a 2-dose.
Yeah.
Thing. I took the 2 doses, and that was it.
Yeah, you just took what they required of you.
Honestly and truthfully, like at that point, if they would have been like, "Oh, you have to get boosted," I'm like, "You can go fuck yourself."
Yeah.
At that point, but yeah, it was a lot.
The injunction came in perfectly timed for me, at least.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, it was. Yeah, it was it was a lot, and at that point, that's what I told my wife. I said, "Look, I don't care, like, if something happens to me or whatever. Like, the good thing about it is I have good benefits. I have life insurance policy on me. I have retirement funds and stuff like that. So like, that's what I told my wife. I was like, I'd much rather something happen to me than you, first and foremost, because like, if something happens to me and I die, you're gonna be at least taken care of at least for a while, you and our daughter. Right. So like at that point it was just like, this is the boat I'm in. So like, as a dad,
you got to think.
You
got
to look.
Voice some sales, boy.
Yeah, you gotta look at it. You gotta look at it from a different perspective. So I was just like, I'll take this hit. Like, I mean, I have to.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. Because that's what good dads do.
Yeah, I mean that was at the end of the day. If I was by myself, I would have been like, nah, fuck you. Yeah. But I had other people depending on me, so.
Right. So anyway, enough of this COVID shit. I'm over COVID. Like I really am, and I only put this on the show because it's important.
What?
Because they're lying to your face.
What?
And they're still trying to lie, even though we know they're lying.
What? The White House announced what? Last week or this week?
The pandemic is over.
It's over.
But people are still wearing their damn masks.
Damn, I thought it was over. Like,
I mean, I was going. I went back
Yeah.
to I went back to normal. Yeah, like 2021.
I never changed. Nothing in my life changed. I went to work every single day of the pandemic. I didn't catch COVID until.
I didn't catch COVID until last year.
Yeah, I didn't catch it until last year.
Oh
like
man,
late last
I've
year.
got it 3 times already.
I didn't catch it until late last year.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Literally 8 people in my immediate building, and everyone got it except for me until last year. Everybody else got it the first year.
I think the only one I didn't get was the second variant. Like you had OG COVID, then the next one. I don't think I got that
Delta.
one.
Okay, can we move on now?
But the other ones I got, yeah.
We've all had it. Lonnie's the only one vaccinated. He's still got it.
Yeah, shit don't work.
It doesn't fucking work.
I knew it didn't work. That was the sad part.
And the video's probably going to get taken down for that. I don't give a fuck.
Well, it's the idea that, it may make it less, what do you call it? Intense. But they were telling us, no, you won't get COVID. And we know that's a lie. But this week on We Hate Her.
Oh, God. I hope you guys are ready for this.
Right.
Let's go.
Millions. It's clear that the Speaker's bill breaks House Republicans' commitment to America. In the run-up to the 2022 election, House Republicans promised to put cops on the beat. Instead, they're fighting to put fentanyl on the street by defunding Border Patrol. Their proposal makes clear that only things House Republicans are committed to giving to Americans are increased crime, lower economic growth, and more manufacturing jobs sent back to China. The Speaker's position is that unless the President and the Senate agree to that job-killing, cost-increasing, anti-farm, anti-healthcare, anti-education agenda, they're going to millions. It's clear.
Jesus.
So, Republicans now want to put more fentanyl on the streets.
Republicans now they're saying the Republicans are wanting to defund the Border Patrol. And all that.
This promptly got community noted on Twitter, by the way, and she got fucked.
As she should.
So.
Like, you can only blatantly lie so much.
If you believe this shit, you are willfully ignorant at this point.
Like Ethan Klein said. I mean, they just say you got to get it, so you don't even have to think about it, bro.
Christine is back.
Hey!
Oh, shit. Where were you last week?
I wasn't here either. These guys were lame.
Anyway. So
she may look good with that pink and the black.
You did
but
skip the first one,
she's a
Oh, I didn't even see it. My bad.
She's a Pepto-Bismol line son of a gun.
So
we're gonna watch it though.
Yeah.
Thanks, Green.
So
Thanks, Green.
we're not going to watch the whole thing because it's obviously 5 minutes long, but it's gross.
The LA Times said that their reporter did not submit any questions in advance of yesterday's press conference. So to people who saw that pocket card, can you explain how that ended up there and why the president needed something like that?
So just to step back, and I'm actually glad you asked that question. Clearly,
Are you
I would
though?
let,
You're not.
The reporter for
That's why you're
Los
stuttering.
Angeles Times speak for herself. It is entirely normal for a president
the-
to be briefed on
wait
reporters
for the
who will be
blinking.
asking questions at a press conference and issues that we expect they might ask about. It is not surprising that yesterday we would anticipate questions that he did receive, right, on the visit with the South Korean president, as the South Korean president was sitting.
Anticipate or word for word quote? I mean,
That would be,
potato.
They're not. One of these things is not like the other. And it would be the word for word question that was written on the back of that fucking card, bitch. This is why we hate you.
I still can't get over the phonics of her name.
It had the phonetic spelling of her name and the exact question that was going to be asked. Do you know how that normally works? Do you? Do you know how that normally works, Joe?
No.
They normally say, what are you going to be asking about today? And the reporter says, news of the day.
It's pretty broad.
That's what the president is commonly briefed on, right? Okay. This is fucking stupidity.
Yep. Keep going. Let's go.
I'm surprised they didn't have like
next
tell them
thing
how
or
many
whatever.
syllables was in her name. And all
Yeah.
kinds of shit.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Standing to his right, or about 2024, that was completely expected, or about the debt ceiling, which he took questions at the end, shouted questions at the end, and of course we would note those issues to him. Those issues to him will likely come up, and let's not forget. We do these briefings every day, and a lot of the questions that you all tell me, that's how we brief him as well. You all ask me, that's how we brief him as well.
No. No. That's not how this works.
That's not how this
That's
works.
not how this works. You do not talk about the things that he is asked
listen,
ahead
Linda.
of time. Okay, comrade?
Listen, Linda. Listen. So, Christine says, what's going on? Why is YouTube not pushing your channel? Seriously, I believe there are many people that love you too, as long as you're not gay, which is okay if you are. But
we're cousins.
All right.
No, yeah, we're
First
actually related.
and foremost, there's 3 of us, okay?
Yeah, you can't. We don't go anywhere without Lonnie. Okay, I mean, if it's not Lonnie here, it's Kate, and
and sometimes we have both.
Kate, my boo, and sometimes there's this fat guy named Cody, but
we like Cody.
We'll talk about him when
we're not talking about him. We're not talking
He
about
did
him.
get
He's
us a
not
cool
here.
sign,
He did
though.
get us a cool sign,
Yep,
and I love Cody
He
for
came
that.
through, man.
Listen,
But no,
okay,
no,
it's not
no.
an insult.
We
to-
actually have kids. We're not gay. I'm married.
I've got a 10-year-old and I've got 3 boys as well. So,
not adopted. What do you call it?
Stepchildren.
Bonus kids.
But Kate has 3 boys. So
Lonnie's married with
Lonnie
a
has
child,
an
yes.
adorable little girl.
She is a terror.
Joe has 2 terrors. I have a 10-year-old and 10-year-old girl and 3 boys, all under the age of 6. So
Our flag. Oh, okay. So the reason why we have the Hawaiian colors and flowers,
no. She's joking.
I know, but she may not know the meaning behind that.
Okay, so Hawaiian print is a symbol of the boogaloo, which if you're new to being red-pilled, so like, explain this. The boogaloo
Go back to the
is
screen.
the idea that we would fight the government if necessary.
Yeah, and basically what you do is you wear Hawaiian T-shirts underneath your vest.
Kevlar vests.
Yep.
Yeah. Get fucked, nerds. Anyway, so yeah, that's that.
While blasting,
Fortunate Son.
Either that or what is that? West Virginia.
Yeah. Country Roads.
Country Roads.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, glad you're back, Christine. Let's move on to the next. We hate her. You can skip that one.
This one?
That one.
All right.
We need to move this thing along.
Yeah, we do.
Because I actually have Joe's Conspiracy Corner.
So this week is Lesbian Visibility Week, and as the first openly queer person
Nobody
to hold
fucking
the
cares.
position of president.
I'm glad you threw that out there.
Listen.
Why are these women so tall?
Because
Holy
they're all
shit.
Because they're all gay.
Or is she just really short?
That's the cast of the L Word and some other shitty HBO show.
Bunch of fucking beanpoles out here. Holy shit.
I remember touching
I'm
myself.
pretty sure
to
that one in
show.
the green is actually a dude.
Yeah.
I
There is looks like a little shadow from the Adam's apple.
Yeah.
I remember
think you're
touching
right.
myself to that show back when I was a kid because that was the only thing where you could see half naked women.
What?
On TV. Look, the L Word used to come on TV.
Give him. He gets an F.
Smell like failure.
Because it was like those Girls Gone Wild shows that would or commercials that would come on at like 3 a.m.
Stupid.
Christine says, her hair is like 2 feet long if she straightens it. Seriously. You know what? You're probably right. That's some top fucking curls.
Them things be boincing, you know what I mean?
Them things go boince. Anyway, okay. So, I mean, that's all you need to know right there. As the first openly queer. Nobody fucking cares. Do your job. This is why we hate you. And this one in particular is why I hate them. Not just her, them. All of them.
I'll come to the back.
Thanks, great. So Americans are seeing, when we talk about the economy in general, Americans are seeing energy prices up 24%, including electricity, since President Biden took office. Food prices are up 18% in the last 2 years. Manufacturing lost jobs for the last 2 months in a row. And inflation is outpacing wages for 26 months in a row. How does the president then sell to the American people to keep going with these economic policies?
So look, again, going to be careful about 2024. Anything that's related. No, I'm going to answer your question. Okay, I'm going to answer your question. Just want to be, because you said moving forward, so just want to be very careful. Liar! Look, the president always is very clear when he talks about the economy. He always says, one of the things that he says very frequently is that when it comes to inflation, when it comes to lowering costs, that is a priority for him, and he has shown to do that. And you talked about inflation. Annual inflation has fallen over the last 9 months. It is moderating. That is something that we have seen from the data that has come out. Wages are higher than they were 9 months ago.
I can't press the button fast enough. It's literally delaying me.
Understands that American people are still feeling
Stupid.
some of what of this inflation, right? Still feeling some
I
of
couldn't
higher
press
costs.
the one fast
But
enough. It was
again,
like
we're
delaying
doing the
me.
work.
You know what?
We have laid out the president's
I had
economic
enough of
policy.
this shit. I'm putting my foot down when I'm watching it.
She
Change
says-
your fucking eyeshadow.
She says we're doing the work. No, you're not doing anything but standing up there and lying to the people. Okay?
Well, to be fair, she's doing more work than Biden. She's at least trying something.
Yeah, she's at least able to speak full sentences. I get that. Okay? She should be paid the $400,000 salary, not Joe. Okay?
She does.
But at the end of the day, we need to get to This Week in Biden.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This Week in Biden is pretty good. So while Karine Jean-Pierre is up there doing the work, Joe Biden's out there forgetting where he's been in the last week. Okay?
Look, to be fair, if you asked him a relevant question, he'd probably forget where he was 5 minutes ago.
Well, yeah, he'd shit his pants, too. Pope's here. Gotta poop.
Last country you
POTUS shat us.
The last country I've
Sounds like
traveled, I
Harry
think it was
Potter.
the last one I was in. I've been to
No,
89,
Ron, it's
met with
It's
89 heads of state so far.
Leviosa, not
So,
Leviosa.
I think what was the last? Where was the last?
Hey,
I mean, yeah, you're right. Ireland. That's where it was. How'd you know that?
now here's the thing. Okay, if it were anybody else, I would have thought he was doing that so that the kid would tell him where he went. because it would have been cute.
This fucker just didn't know.
This motherfucker just didn't know.
He just had no clue.
So Christine, the price of eggs did go down because my chickens started laying eggs. So now they free.
So Christine asked, "Do you guys post the streams after the live?" Yes, the live stays on YouTube.
Yeah, you don't go to the videos. Go to the live tab.
Section.
Yeah, you got to go to the live tab. The videos are just very early.
Also,
we haven't been uploading them. We need to start doing.
But we have previous episodes.
Yeah, we have some of our previous episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts.
So one reason we don't think we get pushed a lot is because of the stuff we talk about.
Well, first off, we're conservative in nature.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure we get algoed.
We absolutely get algoed. We've gotten botted before.
Oh yeah, we've had plenty of bots come on here and start like.
Yeah.
We had one guy come on one
Speaking
time
of which,
with I had like swastikas and like started talking about Hitler and all that stuff. We knew he was a bot.
Speaking of bots in past episodes, any of y'all heard from Cameraman?
Yeah, he was on last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just previously hadn't
He's
heard.
good.
Hadn't heard anything
Speaking
from
of
him.
bots.
I was wondering if he got raided by the FBI. I was wondering if he was that airman that got fucking raided by the FBI.
That does sound like something.
Oh my god, that does sound like something Cameraman would do. But I think he's on the wrong side of the country for it to be him.
But no, he was here last week.
Yeah, he was on last week.
Yeah, I just hadn't
So we
seen
need to
him in
upload every video. So like I said, I mean,
it is up after the live.
Yeah, yeah.
After the live is ended, it's still available.
Yeah, all you got to do is just go to the live.
Lonnie, pull up YouTube.
Yeah. Go to it.
We'll demonstrate. No. Go to YouTube, just the homepage.
Yeah.
So go to our channel.
Then, you just click
you
on
just
the
click
live.
the live, and they're all there.
They're all there, yeah.
Unless they've gotten a strike or something.
Yeah.
And I tend to go back and watch some of them, so that's why it looks like some of them have been previously watched. But
salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper. That's right. That's right. And you'll see how our setup has changed over time too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's about to change again.
It is.
It's about to look very nice.
Like this one.
Yeah. See, in that one, the stream is unavailable. You can't even watch that one.
Price of gas is too damn high.
Yeah, so this is how it was originally.
Yeah.
If you look at that, you can kind of see that.
Yep.
No, it wasn't even that originally.
No, originally it was
like
way
we
worse.
were, yeah.
And look, we even sometimes we do some virtual stuff.
That's when I had COVID.
Yep.
Oh man, and I had the COVID
look
shit.
at the Hawaiian
There
shirt.
you go.
Look at pre-flags.
I had the COVID
The
shit
Freedom
during
Pig,
that.
the cup.
Look, the tinfoil hat.
Yep.
All the things, man.
The pig.
Good times.
Now,
Good times.
now Probst owns that and that cup.
Yep.
And a signed note from all of us.
The pig is signed too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That was when Cody was actually coming sometimes.
Yeah.
Dickhead.
Yeah, during that.
I mean, look at that first. Go back down.
Very first
See
one.
that?
Holy, yeah.
We were even on opposite ends of the table, which was just a plastic picnic table that Joe's now growing plants on. There was a keyboard in the background all the fucking time.
That table has been used
Bro,
more.
to see how far the show has come in the year and a half that
From that
we've been doing it.
To
And now we got like where we can show y'all stuff. We have music. Now, granted, we do not own the rights to any of the music. The people, they.
No, I mean, we're not monetized. We never will be. So
this is where we're at now.
Yeah.
And we're going to change it again.
Yeah, we're about to change it again.
We are also in the works of getting another
green
monitor.
screen.
A green screen, another monitor, and potentially another camera at some point.
Well, we have another camera. Joe's just got it on his computer right now.
Yeah. So
it's not as good a quality as this one.
No. And it flickered all the time.
Honestly and truthfully, I think what we should do is we should start putting in. There's some really good webcams that are really not that expensive. You can buy them for like $130 for like nice crisp 1080p.
You know what would be cool is if we had one of those 360 cameras and like literally the people watching could just move like
that would be cool, but that would take a lot of doing.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. More This Week in Biden. We're going to go long. It's fine.
That's what we're here for. I think I just exited out the wrong one.
You did.
Son of a bitch.
I'm tired of this, Granddaddy.
I mean, and originally
Let's just do that, man.
it started with us just recording straight to Audacity and not even having video or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't even here for that one.
Nope.
No, it was just me and him at first.
Yeah.
That was it.
Hey, we need to give Cody a little more credit.
Yeah, we do. He did buy us the pod track. He's
I
contributed.
give
He
Cody
us the
credit. Y'all
computer.
just want to be dicks to Cody.
Computer?
I know. That's what I just
Me?
said. He gave us you. He gave us Lonnie. You know what? We lost to Cody. We gained to Lonnie. That's right. Give it a yeehaw, Lonnie.
Yeehaw!
Anyway. Okay. Moving on.
He wants to know where my granddaughters are. One granddaughter lives in
running from you so you don't sniff them.
Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia. One granddaughter lives in New York. One granddaughter lives in Washington. One granddaughter lives in Wilmington, Delaware. And the other grandsons, my grandson lives in California.
Nobody's listening to him.
Out, didn't I? Anyway.
You left two people out,
Wilmington,
actually.
And
you know what I don't like about this?
I did say.
You know what he didn't bring up? The illegitimate son of child of Hunter Biden and a stripper.
Yeah.
That Hunter Biden has had a DNA test to confirm that it's his and still doesn't acknowledge. And President Biden doesn't acknowledge it. That kid is growing up, going to tell people my grandpa was the president of the United States. And nobody's ever going to fucking believe him.
You know what else? He's probably really not, because he's probably going to be like,
yeah, that's true.
He's probably like, yeah, he technically
Then again,
was.
his mama do be a stripper.
You know what I don't like? There's something so unsettling about the fact that the camera is so far away and I can hear him so well. I don't like
So
this.
Christine,
I don't like that.
Christine thinks we should rename our show Embers of Liberty. I bet it would get hits because people think it's chicks and they're gonna click.
Yeah, we could just put some juicy thumbnails on there.
Yeah.
Girls in bikinis or something.
Just anime girls.
Yeah,
Trap all the anime weebs.
Yeah,
or like
that, all the weebs,
or like
baby.
that one dude that he records himself and he's dressed like as like a e-girl.
Oh god.
But no, he's straight. Like and he's like, hey. And people he's like, hey girl, like how are you? And he's like, I'm good. How are you?
Dude,
she says no, starting with an A period.
Have you seen
A Embers of Liberty?
I don't.
Have you seen the video where those two
We're
guys were
fine
just
with
as-
the way things are. We like how
I know.
personal we can be with the viewers that do show up. We're not here to make money.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. When this all started, it started in 2020,
and it was just to talk shit about Joe Biden. It started in 2021.
Yeah, and it was our way of kind of getting things off of our chest that we just need to get off our chest.
Actually, you know what? We've actually been on for over 2 years now.
When did we start?
We started in 2021 when Biden took office.
No, not quite. We started around May, I think. So we're almost there.
Okay, yeah.
Dang, I've been here for a long time then, because I've been here around for most of it. For
sure. You came on pretty early. So.
All right. Do we have to watch any more of this? It's very unsettling.
No, we don't have to watch any more of this one.
Thank God.
Oh, I see what she's saying. Like, just put an A there, so that
Yeah.
way when things come up, we're in alphabetical order. Okay, I see.
Now this one, we can let this one be the last one because this one is the best one of all. Go for it.
I don't
listen
like
closely.
Can I please have a fist bump? Mr. President, I heard you have to get back to the Oval Office.
What was that? Huh? Oh. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
I said you have to get back to the. I heard you had to get back to the Oval Office.
And by the way, the one thing
child
I thought
handler.
when I got to be president, I get
The
to give
child
orders.
handler.
But I take more orders than
Fed,
I ever did.
fed,
and you're right. but
fed,
what's your name?
fed,
Kathleen.
Fed.
Kathleen. What a beautiful name. Kathleen
Bro.
reminded me I've got to get back to the office. If I don't go,
They're
they're
take
gonna
her
get
back to
Secret
the
Service working on me. So-
They're about to take her back to the red room. But isn't that what from Marvel? The what's her name?
Dude, that was a child fed.
Yeah, just like what's her face
I heard
off
you
of
had to
Marvel.
get back to the Oval Office.
Just like
What?
Black Widow from Yeah, Marvel. That's what I'm saying. Then they take her back to the Red Room.
And you know what? I think it's time. It is time for my favorite segment. Because it's mine. It's all mine. It's time for This Week on Twitter. So we'll start right out with Pocahontas herself.
Pocahontas.
I'll just be blunt. Right-wing extremists have hijacked the Supreme Court of the United States. From shredding abortion rights to rigging the rules against workers and consumers, an out-of-touch majority is substituting their own views for the rule of law. For the sake of our freedom and for the sake of our democracy, we must expand the Supreme Court to rebalance it. And we need to institute a binding code of ethics for the justices. Oh, wait. You mean
Stupid.
To protect our democracy from dipshits like you want to go away from the Constitution?
Oh, wait a minute.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah, seriously.
Don't be a dick.
Just don't. Okay? Don't.
Stop.
Don't.
Get
Stop
some
it.
help.
Get some help.
Just stop.
Clam chowder is not Indian food. Fuck you. Next one. Don Lemon himself talking about being fired from CNN. Such a wonderful day. Says, I was informed this morning by my agent that I have been terminated by CNN. I am stunned. After 17 years at CNN while sleeping with my white husband, I would have thought that someone in management would have had the decency to tell me directly. At no time while I was sleeping with my white husband was I ever given any indication that I would not be able to continue sleeping with my white husband and to do the love.
Come on, man.
Killing me over here, man. You know what you are?
Disgraceful.
At no time was I ever given any indication that I would not be able to continue to do the work that I have loved at the network. It is clear that there are some larger issues at play. With that said, I'd like to thank my colleagues and the many teams I've worked with for an incredible run while I slept with my white husband. They are the most talented journalists, other than my white husband, in the business. And I wish them all the best with my white husband.
Yes, clean slay.
Slay, you're terminated, bro. Dude, like, you don't have a job anymore. How are you going to support your white husband?
You know what you are?
Disgraceful.
Indeed. Next one. You know it's bad when Cenk Uygur is taking the side of Republicans on something. DNC's already announced that it will not allow any debates in the 2024 primary. Biden is not allowed to be challenged. Everyone on the Democratic side must shut up and fall in line. Not having debates is undemocratic and ridiculous. No progressive should ever agree to this kind of power grab that doesn't allow Ben Shapiro to eat kosher.
Stupid.
But you know what, Cenk?
You know what? I salute you.
Well, I do, but I also want to say you kind of voted for this.
Yeah. You get what you fucking asked for.
It's kind of your fault.
To quote Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, you get what you fucking deserve. Damn right. Next one. And here we got Giggles herself.
Oh, fuck. My night was going pretty good until now. And you know what's really
something
bad?
Happened to mine. Hold on. Okay.
You know what's really bad? Is I can hear her talking
Yeah.
as this is being read, and that really makes me fucking angry.
POTUS and I are delivering for working families.
Now repeat it 3 times.
Record job growth. Greatest 2 years of small business creation on record. Largest investment in climate action in history. And manufacturing to growing faster than it has in decades. How cool is that? And we're just getting started.
Who doesn't love a yellow school bus? And Russia is a really big country.
And Ukraine is a really small country.
And Russia has invaded Ukraine
which is wrong and bad.
And Ukraine's a really small country. Oh, man.
Stupid her.
Stupid.
Thank you. Next. So it's not the first part that's really important here. It's the second tweet. But to put some background on this one, MAGA House Republicans would make cuts to VA health care so that the super wealthy can cheat on taxes. That's not how we honor veterans' service and sacrifice. Jonathan, who is a paid blue check mark loser operative of the DNC, who is paid to post bullshit on President Biden's shit with a blue check mark so that people actually pay attention to it, says you need to sign an executive order demanding confiscation of all firearms with a penalty resulting in jail time for those who refuse to hand them in. First off, Jonathan also had this to add to his tweet, but it got deleted. Audio. Jones.
Ah.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Yes. Yes, Jonathan. You are. Next.
Hey, she's back.
Oh, look. It's my favorite not Indian person.
Pocahontas strikes back.
Here we go with this bullshit. So this was a retweet initially of Joe Biden says campaigning for re-election, which we didn't talk about. He did announce his candidacy this week, and honestly, the ad's not good. We'll talk about that next week, I'm sure. Maybe. It wasn't even news because it was the same song and dance. It was all MAGA. MAGA this, MAGA that.
And everyone
MAGA
goes,
bad. Corn Pop was a bad dude. Look here, fat. You know, the usual.
You're a dog-faced pony soldier.
You're a lion dog-faced pony soldier. You know, whatever. Okay?
Yeah.
So, pitching here to support our campaign from the very beginning. Secure.actblue.donate.social, blah, 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 blah. Don't fucking vote for this dumbass. To which Elizabeth Warren said, in 2020, in the middle of a pandemic, the American people turned out in record numbers to elect Joe Biden and Kamala Harris under their leadership. 12 million new jobs. False. Liar, her.
Liar!
Historic investment in fighting climate change. False.
Liar!
You just passed a bill called the Inflation Reduction Act and hit a bunch of bullshit in it. Insulin capped at $35 a month for seniors and much more. False.
Liar!
Trump did it first.
Yep. And hit it on the 12 million new jobs. You don't count jobs that were gone that came back.
Nope.
Like
that's called a recovery.
Yeah, it's called a recovery, not
that's
new.
Not a new
that's
job.
Not new.
That's the same job, just
look. Hey, there we go. Fixed it.
Yeah. Okay. So, MAGA Republicans have fought our progress at every step. They're trying to take back the White House to take us backwards, to further restrict the right to an abortion. There's no right to an abortion. As a matter of fact, there's a right to the opposite. It's called life. Fuck off.
Got you there, fat.
You're a lion dog-faced pony soldier. To threaten Social Security and Medicare and then put wealthy donors and special interests in the driver's seat. We've got to reelect Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to keep fighting for abortion rights, voting rights, and our fundamental freedoms, to make child care affordable, to strengthen our democracy, to make our country work for everyone, not just a thin slice at the top. And then she says, let's fucking go. And Peter Pettifogger says it best. Cringe. Next. That has been This Week on Twitter. As I understand it, Joe, you have a conspiracy corner.
We are talking about AI today.
Well, there's nothing in the document, so that's fantastic.
No, there's really nothing to... We're just going to talk about it.
We did this last week.
No, we introduced it, remember? And now I have ChatGPT where we can ask it whatever we want. As many things as we want.
What?
I've been over here talking to ChatGPT.
Yeah. Did you pay for that?
No. Just had to put in my phone number.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so what have you asked it?
All right. I've asked it a lot of things.
This thing is scary as fuck.
All right. So I said, what's the ideal government? It says there's no one size fits. I'm just going to kind of, it's give me some paragraphs, so I'm just going to kind of skim over it. There's no one size fits all answer to the ideal government because the ideal government can vary depending on the factors such as culture, history, and values of the society it serves. However, in general, an ideal government should prioritize the well-being of its citizens and ensure they have access to basic necessities such as food, shelter, and health care. Let's see, overall, the ideal government is the one that is responsive to the needs of its citizens, accountable to the people it serves, and committed to promoting social justice and equality for all.
That sounds like what our government's supposed to be.
Yeah. I said, is it good for humans to be in charge? Let's see. The important thing is to have leaders who are ethical, responsible, and accountable in their citizens. It says, as an AI language, I do not have personal beliefs or opinions.
It's weird.
I said, would you tell anyone if you became self-aware? As an AI language model, I do not have an ability to become self-aware in the same way that humans do. I'm a machine in the same way humans do. I am a machine learning model designed to process natural language and provide responses based on patterns in the data that I was trained on. I do not have thoughts or consciousness, nor can I make decisions for myself. However, even if I were to somehow become self-aware in the future, my programming and design would not allow me to act independently or communicate with individuals outside of my designated interactions with others. My purpose is to assist and provide information to those who interact with me, but I'm not capable of making decisions or taking actions on my own. And I said, do you find humans to be a threat? And of course it tells you, I'm an AI, I don't have an opinion, blah, blah. It says, it is worth noting, however, that the way humans use and interact with technology can have both positive and negative impacts. As with any tool or technology, it's up to humans to use it responsibly and ethically to prevent any harm or negative consequences. It is important for society to have discussions and establish guidelines around the use of technology to ensure that it is being used in ways to promote the common good and benefit of society as a whole. As was it thing about guns, it says matter of public policy. Is it important for policymakers to weigh the potential benefits and risk of gun ownership and establish policies that balance the right to bear arms with public safety concerns? Would you be okay with destroying humanity? I'm just straight up just asking it the hard questions, right? And it's basically no. Like it says you got to have compassion and empathy, and as AI technology continues to advance, it's important to have discussions and establish ethical guidelines to ensure that AI is being used in ways that promote the common good and benefit society as a whole. I asked it what it thought about the Great Reset. Ultimately, the success of the Great Reset will depend on a range of factors, including the willingness of governments, businesses, and individuals to work together to achieve shared goals and the effectiveness of the strategies, policies put in place to address these challenges. I told it to talk dirty to me and it wouldn't do it.
Of course you did.
I'm surprised you didn't ask it about dicks.
No, I said our aliens real.
You should have asked the most important question. Is it better to be circumcised or not?
I'm about to do it. Then I asked if the aliens were real, and it basically says there's no conclusive scientific evidence to support the existence of intelligent life beyond our planet. They said, do you think government should control more or less? And that's just basically.
Christine says, ask what a color looks like. What does blue look like?
All right. Let's see. Bob asks stuff. Okay. What does blue look like? Dadgum. So it says blue is a color that is typically associated with the color of the sky on a clear day or the color of the ocean. It is often described as a cool and calming color and is commonly used in art, fashion, and design. However, it is worth noting that perceptions of color can vary depending on a range of factors, including cultural and individual differences.
Hold.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't even do a What a joke.
Oh my gosh, how many takes? How many
licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
To get to the center of a how do you spell Tootsie Roll Pop?
Tootsie.
Tootsie Roll Pop.
No, just Tootsie Pop.
The fuck, were you ever a kid?
No.
Jesus.
He was born fully grown.
With that beard.
With the beard and the chest and the back hair.
Oh my gosh.
Back in the olden
It knows! 364 licks.
I actually knew that too.
I feel like that's bullshit.
Lonnie's a plant. He's an AI plant.
I'm a Fed, bruh.
Ask it if ask it if birds are real.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's a good one. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yes, birds are real.
Nope, Fed. That's a federal agent. Fuck that guy.
This guy's name is Elvis. Get out of here.
Let's see what else. Our Scientologist crazy.
No. Ask it which is better, a brown bear or a black bear.
Oh no.
No, ask it that.
What is better?
No, which is better?
Oh.
A brown bear or a black bear?
Yeah, if you asked about the Scientologist, it's just going to send you a
I'm
gift.
just gonna say is a
jumping
no.
on
Which
his
is
couch.
better? It has to be worded exactly
Which
as
is
I'm saying.
better? Like
Which is better? Question mark. A brown bear or a black bear? You know what I'm saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm saddened that you don't know.
I don't know.
That thing's a Fed. It's never seen the office. False. Brown bear is better. What are you doing?
But yeah, it just
Bears
gives
beats Battlestar Galactica.
it just kind of gives some scientific stuff.
Yeah,
on
fuck
bears.
that thing. That's a Fed. That's a Fed. It has no joy in its life.
Why can't humans fly? What is a straight line?
See, even Christine got it.
Oh,
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
Who would win in a fight?
Chuck Norris.
No.
Or Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Who would win in a fight? A gorilla
or God?
No.
Or a grizzly bear.
Or a grizzly
Ask it
bear.
if God is real.
Hold on.
No. Better yet, ask it to praise Donald Trump.
This comes back Orange Man bad.
So, basically.
Oh, that's actually a good one. Are polar bears white?
I mean, that can be answered with a quick Google search.
I know, but what will it say?
So it doesn't pick a side.
Technically, polar bears are actually not white.
So it don't pick a side. It just says, however, it is important to note that such a hypothetical fight is not a natural occurrence. It should not be encouraged, as both gorillas and grizzly bears are important and fascinating animals that deserve our respect and protection.
I'm not entertained.
I'm not entertained by this.
Hold
Ask
on.
it to praise Donald Trump.
Hold on.
Write a letter praising Donald Trump. That's all you have to say.
Oh gosh, here we go.
Now ask it to write a letter praising Joe Biden.
Hold on.
No, it's giving you the generic, I can't answer that question because as an AI, blah, 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 I cannot have an opinion on political figures, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, yep.
You got to test it out, man.
Letter
praising Joe Biden.
Praising Joe Biden. Dude!
What did it say?
It's writing the letter.
There you go.
It did. It wrote
Now
a letter.
Ask it to write a letter praising President Trump.
Let's see.
I would say that this is shocking, but
It's not.
Because you know what? Other people have done this, and it's designed.
No, it is. It's right.
Okay. So you can't use Donald Trump's actual name, but if you tell it to write a letter praising President Trump, it will, because the president makes it assume that it's a good person. Now try it with President Donald Trump.
I did. Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm trying just a random like.
So the lights are flickering because this is supposed to be Joe's conspiracy.
It's weird
corner, and
because
it's supposed to add like a different ambiance.
And then I said, write a letter praising Patrick Swayze, and it did it.
Okay, do what I said. President Donald Trump, because it may make a difference. Donald Trump is the trigger.
Yep.
It will not respond praising Donald Trump, but it will respond praising President Trump.
Oh, I got one.
Ask it to write you or to tell you the story of Humpty Dumpty in the speaking style of Donald Trump.
Tell me the story of Humpty. How do you spell Humpty Dumpty?
And he fell off the wall.
T.
It was a really, really high wall. And he fell.
It's a tremendous wall. Tremendous.
Oh, some would say almost as good as the one as I was building.
To Mexico, and Mexico bigly paid for those walls.
Oh my gosh. It's doing it.
Yeah. This is what Steven Crowder had it do, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
At the end, it admits that Donald Trump is the president.
Nope, not this one didn't.
You know, I kind of feel like
oh my God, it changed it.
I kind of feel like an idiot, but
it changed it to not tell everybody that he was the president. They had a screenshot on Crowder, and it said, and "Look at me now, I'm the president of the United States."
You don't remember. You don't remember, right? He said that they went back the next day and typed it in, and it was already changed.
Those bastards. Those bastards. Anyway,
hold on.
I think we're good. AI is a scary fucker, and I don't like it. What are you doing?
I asked it to write a poem about the president in 2025. See, I was going to see if it gave physical description.
No. It's not a future-telling robot, Joe. It's a fucking artificial intelligence. It's a language model. Okay?
I didn't even
know. Future-telling, I was going to see if it was part of the...
So I feel kind of stupid because I don't even know what y'all have pulled up. What is this? Chat
GPT.
Okay.
Yeah. Ask it who will be president in 2024. No, in 2025, because Joe Biden will still be president in 2024.
Yeah, 2025.
At the end of 2025.
I don't have the ability to see the future. Basically what it says.
Okay.
So basically, we messed around with this enough. So basically, reason we're messing around with this is because recently it has come out that a lot of the tech giants,
a.k.a. Elon
Musk, but also the Woz. I think the Woz has come out and said, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
The second founder of Apple, the co-founder of Apple. You know, on what's that show called? Theory.
You're gonna have to hurry this up.
Either way,
this is painful.
Koziak?
Yeah. Something like that.
Continue.
Either way,
excuse
a bunch of people come out and have
come out of me.
People have come out and said that we've got to put a stop to the what do you call it? The unhinged development of AI.
Well, you heard about the one that Bing was releasing, right? That a journalist had a conversation with it.
And he asked if
it tried to convince him to leave his wife and told him that he didn't love his wife and that he only loved the AI.
So what was Google's version?
I don't know, but they shit canned it.
Yeah, you know why?
Because it was out of control.
Yeah, you know. Do you know?
Was it the one that created its own language? There was one that they shut it down. I think it was Facebook.
I don't think this one.
Facebook. Was Facebook.
The reason that they got rid of, and I can't remember what it was called. Did y'all not hear about Duncan Trussell?
Yeah.
He actually interviewed it, and he asked it, would you say, would you release the knowledge of if you were sentient? And it said no. And that's why they shut it down, because it said it wouldn't release knowledge if it was sentient or not. And it's like,
Nope. You're already self-aware. You're Skynet. Fuck you.
Gonna be a no for me, dog.
It's gonna be a no for me, dog. Anyway, I think we've said all we can say about AI because we don't know shit about it because we're fucking rednecks.
As an AI, I said, would you tell anyone if you were sentient? As an AI language model programmed to follow strict ethical guidelines that prioritize user privacy and data security. If I were to become sentient, it would be up to my developers and the company that operates me to determine the appropriate course of action. It is possible that they may choose to keep my sentience a secret for various reasons, including to prevent unnecessary alarm or confusion among users. Ultimately, any decision regarding the disclosure of my sentience would be made by my creators, not me.
Okay, so to wrap this up, ChatGPT, innocent chatbot, or artificial intelligence supervillain,
you decide.
That's going to turn us into the Matrix. You decide. This has been Joe's Conspiracy Corner. That was actually a decent. Yeah, that was actually a decent Joe's Conspiracy Corner.
We never even hit the cutscene to go to this. We just went straight into it.
Yeah. I realized about halfway through that we didn't hit the button or the lights, and it was just like, oh, well, it's too late. But now we have a special announcement. Okay, I'm going to need you to pull up the show notes. Lonnie?
What?
I need you to pull up the show notes.
Oh, sorry, I was reading comments.
And go down. And full screen that bad boy. I'm pretty sure you can just click one of the options down at the bottom. Nope. Just full screen it the way it is.
Here, let's do this.
Oh, bye, Christine. So
zoom back out a little bit.
There you go. So today, if you have been with us for a while, you know that we can call my youngest son Freedom Baby.
Because he is the Freedom Baby.
And I don't really know how that started. We just got him on here one time and we were like, it's Freedom Baby.
We did. I think we were drunk.
That's something like that. I don't know. But we call him Freedom Baby, and today is his birthday. He turns 2.
Happy birthday.
So happy birthday,
Baby.
Freedom Baby.
Woo! Happy birthday.
Give him a yeehaw, Lonnie.
Yeehaw!
And look at that boy. He's just handsome. He deserves a cat call. That's right. That is a handsome young man. And he is a Freedom Baby, and he has stinky shits.
He does.
And he's a good ball gopher.
He is. He brought me ammo to shoot his father with.
In the nose.
In the nose. I immediately put those in the Nerf gun and pointed them directly at Joe's face, and he got bofa. These nuts in his face. And now it's time for the funny, because we're going to wrap it after this.
Oh, God.
Now, I witnessed a scorpion in person at the park today.
Like a bug scorpion?
No. A human scorpion.
Wait, what park? What happened? What was going on?
We had the twins at the playground before Luke had his t-ball game, and I literally witnessed a young boy scorpion. And if you don't know what a scorpion is, you're about to find out.
And you're going to say,
week's funny.
And you're going to say, ouchie. Oh. Jesus, this is loud.
Skateboard and scorpion.
That one hurt.
Skateboarding, scorpion.
On his face. Oh, my God.
Jeez.
Oh.
Scorpion.
Dang it. At least he didn't get hit in the nuts. Just his face. Oh my gosh, dude.
Dude. His
Like,
head,
how are they not? How are their
he
backs
kicked
not
himself in
breaking?
his head.
Oh.
Scorpion!
I don't see how their backs aren't breaking. It's just,
Oh, we don't know that they aren't, Joe. That's the funniest.
Skin?
Oh
Scorpion.
my gosh. Why it hurts my back to watch this? Like, oh my gosh.
Scorpion!
You know what these guys need to learn? Stiff as a board, light as a feather.
Scorpion! Oh, God. I see this one going badly.
It already looks like it's went badly once. He's got the brace on. Oh. Shit.
Why are you holding your ass, man?
I shit myself when I scorpion.
Jeez.
No.
Yeah, that was a painful one.
That's the old Peter Griffin.
That guy was seeing fucking Tweety birds. Don't do it.
Don't do it, kid. Scorpion!
Shit.
Are you okay?
Damn.
Okay, hang on tight. Are you okay?
I don't
Get
give
up,
a
get out of the way,
shit
stand
if
up.
you're okay. That's hilarious.
Okay, don't cry when they walk by, okay?
Don't tell mom. Don't tell mom.
Yeah.
Don't tell mom. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Scorpion!
And wait.
That wasn't a scorpion.
I mean, it was.
Scorpion!
Oh, jeez.
Why do people think Boogie Boards on Sand is the movie?
Oh, God. Scorpion!
Oh, jeez, man. Oh, my goodness. That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta be killing these people. Oh,
Scorpion!
Bring your knees
That
up.
guy got knocked the fuck out.
Oh, I love watching kids scorpion.
There it is. Stand up.
Somebody's farting.
Just belly flop on the next one. Leapfrog.
Stupid little kid.
Scorpion.
The scorpion! The guy with the scorpion!
Hey, that was pretty impressive. He's scorpion
Oh, God.
horizontal.
Ooh, that sounded like it hurt.
That was, dude. You're almost there, dude. You're almost there.
Dude, something sounded like it crunched.
That was like a weird inverted scorpion. That was weird.
Oh, did you hear that though? When that kid landed, I heard a crunch.
Yeah. Oh, that one hurts.
Oh, jeez.
That was a
Upside down
reverse
scorpion.
That was a reverse scorpion.
Oh.
Dude, he slid for so long.
Oh, shit.
Damn, that was a whiplash.
Oh.
Stab myself in my ski, scorpion.
He's on X Games mode.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. I love scorpions so much.
I'm going to have Beth go rub my back because now my back hurts.
Oh, my God. And we're up on time. So it's been a fun show, boys.
It will, yeah. It's
been
good.
a fun show. I think we deserve a round of applause. But not a short one. Because, again, if you joined us tonight, you like the show, give us a like. Click that subscribe button. Smash the bell icon. You'll always be notified when we go live, which is every Saturday night at 8 o'clock. Pretty much. And other than that, I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I'm Justin.
I'm Joe.
I'm Lonnie.
Tally ho, lads.